Go. Begin, children. Begin, my
5.
gremlins.
13.
7.
Scared.
Ravon got a 5.
Tank buddies.
You know what my favorite number is?
420.
21.
Mimi.
21. I should probably get my dice out so we can start. That'd probably be a good idea, wouldn't it? Hello, Sarah.
Hi, I'm sorry I'm late.
You're good. No worries. We're just getting started. Go ahead, and when you get in the game, go ahead and give us a test roll. How about it?
Oh boy.
Meanwhile, I need
Oh,
to figure out why my shit turned off. Ah, I see.
I got home from school and totally forgot that I had horse chores to do. So,
Yikes.
come on, roll 20, load faster. Thank you. That's a 9.
Man, y'all sucked.
This is not gonna go well.
Y'all didn't do well today. Here, let me roll for shits and
Hey,
giggles.
now.
You were saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, okay. Hear me out, though. All of our rolls are still better than the DM's, so we're okay.
True. However, pulls out real dice.
Oh boy.
Let's see. I will read out these rolls. I'll actually let you know I get 13 and a 15. Man, that's unfortunate for you guys.
Oh, dear.
Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, welcome to Dummies and Disasters War of the Shattered Sun, episode whatever number this is. Why have you the layout done the thing it done? That's annoying. Sorry, I looked over at my game and I had moved things around and had put Ravon in front of Flit. But anyways, I am your humble Dumble Master, the one and only Pudding Pastry Fighting Tart, joined by my esteemed cast of intrepid adventurers. Say hello, intrepid adventurers.
Hello, esteemed cast.
Hi.
Hello, I am also the adventurer.
We have the Joe Mojo. Sound off! The Joe Mojo. We got the Wolfstalker 16s. We got...
Beep.
No, it's not your turn yet. We got the CGs. We got the Wicked
BGs.
Rivers.
Mom.
And we got the J Frost. Now it's your turn, J Frost. Now do the thing.
Beep.
Thank you. Yes, J Frost is not feeling too hot today, so he's going to be using KD bot. So Rovan is going to be sounding a bit different today.
Jay Frost, did you eat too much candy?
Mr. Frost, what have you done? He had a deadly battle with ghosts, actual ghosts. Some would say he busted them. Busted!
That reminds me, River, I have to thank you again. I played Phasmophobia for the first time yesterday.
How'd you like it?
Pay
Didn't
no attention to the body of the dying man operating Rob.
Rav.
Okay, that's amusing. Didn't truly spook me. However, the people I was playing with decided to get me with a jump scare in the lobby area. Because-
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, skeleton fell out of a locker and I had no reaction whatsoever. And then I got jump scared and I'm like, holy crap.
Oh yeah, no, that's the same one that made me scream.
Do we
No,
want
not
to
even-
get started?
Yeah.
Alright. Give me 1 second. We will begin. Ah, River, I see the thing you sent me, and I hate it. Thanks.
I think it'd be great.
No, I hate it. Thanks. Thanks, I hate it.
I said it, a phasmophobia ghost, but it's a cryptid like Krampus for Christmas.
That's gotta be a dress up.
Last time, having returned to Dragon's Reach after... Man, I spelled that wrong. I spelled being with an O, apparently. After being successful in your jaunt into the nation of Gaia, you all took a small rest before preparing to dive into the Orion Club, an explicit, quote-unquote, nightclub deep within the streets of Dragon's Reach. You all spent the day handling separate matters of business and then began your nightly excursion into the club, where you happened to bump into Lily, who was on her date, being all cute and gay and stuff. You all continued without her so that she may continue her date, and met with Arthur Orion, the current head of the Orion Club, and not the man you were looking for. He explained to you that you all were actually searching for his brother, Flint Orion, who had suffered a psychotic breakdown a few years before and was being held for treatment in Eldergas Sanatorium. He also gave you the means to visit him. The next morning, you did a sweet drive-by to grab Lily, and you all ventured outside the city walls to reach Eldergas Sanatorium. There, you met with one of the head doctors, Lucy Ceza, who gave you what little information she had on Flint's case. She also allowed you to meet with Flint, which, with some clever casting by Corvin, seemed to open up to you to a degree. With evidence of something amiss, you all had Diana investigate his condition further. In her investigation, she took a gamble and resorted to her Greater Restoration Scroll, which seemed to have to cure Flint of his affliction. Now, we find ourselves back where we left off. Diana and Rovan are inside the room with a seemingly rejuvenated Flint Orion. The door is open enough for the rest of you to be able to see inside the room. Flint kind of starts standing up and stretches and he cracks his back and he goes, "Oh, there we go. Oh, you wouldn't believe the poor posture I've had over the past however long. I'm terribly sorry. I don't believe I know any of you, but Doctor, thank you. Where do I check out?" Lucy says, kind of looks at him and goes, "Sir, no, you've been through quite the mental journey. You need to sit while we figure out what happened." And Arthur looks at her and goes, "With all due respect, ma'am, I have rested enough, and I fear I have been away from my work for far too long. If you'll excuse me." And he slowly begins trying to work his way out of the room.
Flint just kind of steps aside and is not privy to anything. It's what did we do?
Lily's gonna step in front of the door.
He kind of looks down at you and goes, "Oh, hello." Diana, kind of standing up, look at the rest of the group, goes, "He appeared to be under some sort of spell. I believe I've dispelled it." And he turns to Diana and goes, "And I thank you very much for that. That was, quite the situation I had been put in. And, well, frankly, I owe you."
You
that's
owe
JD
us. Then you'll give us a second. We have a couple questions for you first.
"Oh, by all means. In fact, if you wish to accompany me, I will tell you everything I need to know. Or you need to know. I will tell you everything I know." Cough, cough.
English. It hard.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Barely.
Barely. Nods and bear.
Lily's gonna look over at the doctor. Is there any reason he couldn't leave?
Oh, there's paperwork I need to fill out, and I certainly have to talk to Dr. Eldergas. And he goes, that's wonderful. That doesn't seem to be my problem. If you'll excuse me. And he's actually gonna, like, make a check to get around you, Lily.
It's not hard to do.
But can I try to impose like disadvantage by like trying to like grab him by like the scruff of his shirt or something?
Sure. Lily, if you are attempting to stop him, make an athletics check, and he's gonna attempt to... This is essentially gonna be a grapple check. What's that for you, Arthur? Or not Arthur, Flint? Okay.
Said athletics.
Yes, athletics. And Corbin's helping you, so you have advantage. Man, the frame rate for my roller on Roll20 today is not doing so hot.
19.
19. That was exactly what you needed. Good shit. He, like, tries to step around you, and you just kind of saunter over to the side, and he goes, oh, wait, excuse me. And he tries to go around to the other way, and you kind of move in front of him again, and he goes, I get the impression you are not going to allow me to leave.
Well, seeing as that these people graciously look after your condition for the better part of, Doctor, what'd you say, about 3 years now?
Yes. And you can see Lucy is, like, frantic, like, trying to wave down a couple doctors who are, like, down the hallway, and, like, just... She seems to be almost, like, lost at this moment. Just, like, in a panic.
The least you could do is humor them for just a brief moment. It shouldn't take too long. And as you wait, our questions answered in a private manner.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Oh, that was a good roll, actually.
17. Wow, that's low.
For you, yeah, absolutely. He looks at you and he goes, and what do I get out of it?
Part 1 of getting your debts cleared by King Aragon.
Oh, that's right, you, using your magic to make yourself appear as Cedric. Yes, I am actually, you know what? You've triggered my curiosity. I'm quite curious now as to how you connect with my old friend Cedric. You know, you've convinced me. Alright, fine, Doctor. I will cross any T's, dot any I's you need me to. And as for the rest of you, and kind of gestures to the group, well, you all have frankly done me a great service. I will answer any questions that you may have.
Who wants to lead?
I vote Corbin.
What, you want the bard with the 11 in persuasion to leave? Wild.
Crazy. Just like absolute crazy talk.
Oh, leave! I thought you said lead.
Yeah, we
I
did
said
say
lead.
Yeah. I was being a shit, you see.
Oh, okay. Well, you made me think I heard wrong.
No, I didn't mean to. So, after a few minutes, a couple doctors kind of come together and they, like, get the files of Flint Orion, and you guys are actually kind of separated from him for a bit, for about an hour or two, as he is forced to sign any relevant paperwork, as well as check himself out. But they seem to, once the process is all said and done, allow him to leave. And you can see as he actually steps out, he is wearing what appears to be like an old outfit, probably whatever he was wearing when he was checked in, which is like this like long-tailed, like black tailored suit. And he kind of with his malnourished body and his like disheveled like face and hair, it doesn't quite fit him anymore, and he's just kind of like, well, I'll probably have to get a few pounds to fit into this properly again. It's a bit big now, but regardless. I don't suppose you all brought a cart up here, did you?
Actually, we did.
Wonderful. Well, I'll tell you what. If you will give me a ride back to town, I can tell you whatever you wish to know on our ride back. How's that sound?
That sounds fantastic. Also, I do apologize.
Why do you apologize?
Oh, the dog was barking and Tegiri was yelling.
Oh, we
at the
didn't even
dog.
hear it.
I didn't pick up.
Okay.
What dog? You don't have a dog. Or
I'm
a
watching a dog.
god. So,
I'm
unless
watching it.
anybody has any other business they want to do here at Elder Guest Sanatorium,
Nope. Take me away from the insane asylum, please.
CG's like,
Sanitarium.
nothing bad could possibly happen here.
Well, sanitarium, just leave me be.
All right. We're about to explore this insane asylum. Why do I hear a foghorn?
Oh, I get that one.
Is
Okay.
that a air raid siren? What the fuck is that?
Wait, why do I look like Leonardo DiCaprio?
Shut off. After over the course of that 2 hours that Flint was signing all of his paperwork and getting his belongings and things, Diana actually managed to find a way to speak with Dr. Elderguest himself, and was recommending you guys probably wouldn't have seen him, but in case you did, he was definitely an older man. He had like that classic like long like gray beard. He kind of looked like almost like an anime scientist in a way. Or what's the fucking the old doctor from Trauma Center?
Oh yeah, I don't know his actual name.
I don't either.
Gabriel just makes me. He's just Dr. Cranberry from now on.
Yeah. See, we're cranberries. But she discusses with him what happened, as well as recommends hiring on a few more magically inclined individuals to make sure that this situation doesn't happen again. And it's a bit of a negotiation. She channels a bit of her inner Corey because it's a massive fuck up on their part. But eventually, once all business is handled, you all load up into the cart. And you can see that there is he kind of catches his reflection in, like, the window of the cart, and he goes, oh, my. Oh, I'm definitely going to need a shave and a haircut before I go back to work. Oh, well.
2 bits?
What was that?
Nothing. Ignore me.
I got it.
I didn't hear it.
Said you say he's gonna get a shave and a haircut. 2 bits?
Oh, fuck off. Y'all load back up into the cart, and with Rovan at the helm, which, Rovan, you can still participate in the conversation if you want. You all begin to head back to town, and like before, it's going to take a better part of 2 hours, relatively, to be able to get back. So you have plenty of time to discuss with him, but as you guys are kind of on the road, he kind of looks over your group once more, and he goes, so, you all are in the employ of our dear King Ergon. I assume he's still king, yes?
Yes, most definitely so.
Yes, I thought so. Good king, that one. Yes, I assume this is about that wee little debt I owe him. So, to what exactly do I owe the pleasure?
We need that thing he sent you.
I'm afraid you are going to have to be a bit more specific. By the way, if you ever need, he kind of looking up at Rovan, if you ever need, like, if you ever are short on money, I would be more than willing to hire you for muscle work. You're not quite as big as Bruno, but you definitely could, I think you could give him a certain run for his money. A one-on-one fight.
really quickly.
Robin will remember this.
Oh, the way it says Ravon. I know we're in a moving cart, but could I make a roll to make sure no one's following us?
Sure. Make me a perception check.
Lily perks up over after hearing Bruno.
Oh no, that's a 2.
You don't think you're being followed? You kind of do like one of those quick like head glances out the cart, and you're just like, "Yeah, we're cool, we're good." Lily, Flint seems to catch it when you, your reaction to Bruno's name, and he goes, "Oh, are you familiar with Mr. Katake?"
Lily can feel like a blush creep up her face.
He kind of weighs you up. Say no more. Not my business.
I mean, it's nothing terrible. I'm dating his daughter.
Oh, Mazel Tov. And how is Genia doing? Been some time since I've seen them. Last time I saw them, I think they were still going by Jean, which... Oh,
I'm sorry, what?
You know, I have probably said too much. I apologize.
Oh, it's fine. It helps me avoid certain phrases.
Well, you see, long story short, Genia did not like the life that they were living as as one of the male persuasion, so they went through the painful, expensive process of, changing teams, I guess you could say.
Lily clears her throat. With all respect, I don't think that's your story to tell.
Well, you would think that, but seeing as I was the one who paid for the operation, well. And he kind of just shrugs. But again, you alright? It's not my place. But what I will say is that Bruno did come to me and ask for financial support in his daughter's decision, and due to his incredible service over the years, I was more than willing to pay it.
Lily kind of holds her hands up. Fair enough.
So, you mentioned a thing that Cedric sent me. Again, I'm afraid you're going to have to be more specific.
It was actually Drew Iota, and he gave you a item known as a Star Shard.
You can see he kind of gets that expression on his face, like, "Oh, I see."
You understand the weight of us asking for it now.
Yes, indeed I do. Unfortunately, I am now letting my curiosity get the better of me, but I won't cry. It's not my business. However, may I ask... No, I'll figure it out on my own. I will figure that out on my own. May I ask you all a question?
Yeah?
Have any of you been to my business, the Orion Club?
We actually stopped there first. We we thought your brother was you.
You can see he kind of looks over to you, Sarah. My brother, he's in charge now?
Yes.
Yes, Arthur has been running the Orion Club since you were admitted.
I see. Good to know.
Can I get an insight check on that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, same.
May I as well?
Anyone who wants to.
Sorry, Sarah, for Natural 2023.
That's a 9.
That's an 8.
And it just like smacked up against the top of the screen and just lingered.
I like to note that both of the 4 of us, 2 are off from one another, and the other 2 are also off from one another.
So, Flit and Lily, you don't really get what he's getting at.
Rovan would like to insight.
Oh, yeah. Anyone can insight. That's... Rovan, everyone's rolling. You can roll too, my man. I will say, though, Rovan, because you are driving the cart, you can't look at him. I will say you will have disadvantage on this check. But yes, you can attempt to insight. You're very welcome, servant.
No, that would be master.
Well,
Yeah, Rovan doesn't get much either.
At least I wasn't the lowest.
Sarah and Corvin, he has a sort of face that he's putting on that you've kind of connected with, and as he says that, there's a sort of twitch in his eyebrow as he says it. A crack in the face, if you will.
Corbin Gendo Akari poses by putting his elbows on his knees and just leans right in, just staring at him.
He's gonna incite you to see if you've caught on to him.
Is there something wrong with your brother?
Well, you all broke me out, so I might as well tell you the truth. My brother was the reason why I was admitted. You see, I have lived a very fortunate life. I have ran a very fortunate business, and frankly, my brother has always been, well, jealous of me. Brother Dearest he means well, but I don't know, it's almost like a yin-yang sort of situation between us. My goals and businesses have always succeeded, and his have always, well, blown up in his face. So, I took him under my wing, if you will, he says with air quotes, to, well, assist me with the Orion Club. And, well, from what I remember, he came to me telling me one day that he had something very important to tell me in private, and I obliged. You know, it's my brother. Why wouldn't I? And he cast a powerful spell on me that I wasn't expecting. One from if I believe it was from a scroll. I don't know where he acquired it from, but, well, I wasn't prepared for it. And the next thing I knew, I was in the asylum. Sorry, sanatorium.
Could I insight again to see if he's lying about his brother being the one that did it?
Sure, absolutely.
AI as well.
Yeah.
That's a 9.
16.
If anyone else would like to insight, you can.
okay. I'll give that a shot. 18.
18?
Dirty 20.
Damn, y'all just keep going up and up and up.
Hell yeah.
Sarah,
Rovan, can you hit the... Oh.
Rovan, I'm actually going to give you advantage on this roll. Because you were there when Diana broke the spell.
That's a 19 from above.
19. Sarah, it's a bit hard for you to read. He seemingly put his face back on. It's a bit hard to get through, but everyone else, he is telling the truth. He seems to be 100% honest with you right now.
Your brother, then, talking to anybody outside of your usual clientele.
Can you say that one more time, Joe?
Has your brother been seeing anybody outside of the usual clientele?
You know, didn't have much time to think about it in the 3 years I was in that place. Unfortunately, my thoughts were all wild, manic, almost animalistic. I couldn't quite think of it, but as I sit here now, I think back on it, I have no fucking idea. I would assume so. Probably purchase a powerful spell scroll from off the black market. It's a dirty way of doing things, but it certainly works. Diana speaks up and goes, "Do you, by chance, know what the spell was?" And he looks to Diana and goes, "Well, it was definitely a powerful one, as I didn't stand a chance. But no, I'm afraid I couldn't tell you anything. All I know is that I almost became, well, as I said before, animalistic. I had no control. I remember attacking him. I remember wanting to kill him for what he had done to me. But thinking back on it, I don't think I understood it myself. But, go ahead, Corbin.
From what Corvin has seen, at least from how Flint acted to the description of it was a high-level spell, could he roll an Arcana check to identify what the spell is?
Absolutely. I am going to let Diana do the same thing.
He conveniently left that part out when he was telling us what happened.
He looks at you, Sarah, and with like wide eyes goes, "Conveniently, yes."
I think I might know what this spell actually is above game.
I think I know what it is as well.
17 Arcana. I'm gonna roll Diana's Arcana check on the table.
I finally rolled well with Arcana.
Diana's got it. Corvin, you don't have access to super powerful spells at the moment. You've got access to good spells, but from what he's describing, you kind of start thinking from spells you've like read in texts and seen in scrolls, like in marketplaces and things. This sounds like a feeble mind spell.
Anders.
Nods and bear.
Nods and bear. Well, his girlfriend does.
Haha!
He just sits there, kind of leans back in his seat a little. Is the feeble mind spell a common occurrence in the black market?
Diana kind of looks at you, Corvin. That's what I was thinking as well. That's not an easy spell to come by. And Arthur goes, "Well, for the right price, you can get just about anything in the black market."
That's fair enough.
But this, from the name, feeble mind, I would assume that that's likely the culprit in this scenario. Regardless, I am not very appreciative of Brother Dearest for that, well, dirty move. And you said he is now running my business?
From what we saw, yeah.
I see. So, it was pretty planned. Wonderful. I don't suppose any of you have wine on you, do you? It's been 3 years since I've had a drink, and I think I could use one right now.
Not wine.
He kind of raises an eyebrow at you.
Don't want to know. It's a little thing I'm planning for a special occasion.
He kind of smirks at that. Doesn't say anything.
Oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna change subject.
Go right ahead.
Okay. So, Flint's gonna pipe up. Mr. Flint,
Yes.
I have a question.
I likely have an answer.
When you were, not yourself, you kept on saying Montego? Does that mean anything?
Oh, yes, that's right. You all are pursuing the Star Shard. Sorry, we got a little bit off topic. Yes, the Star Shard. Well, I didn't quite know what to do with it, so I gave it to a trusted ship captain, one who specializes in making sure things stay hidden. And, well,
Pardon my interruption. Their last name
Please.
didn't happen to be Thorn, did it?
kind of thinks for a moment. I'm gonna roll a history check for him.
What?
I don't remember, actually.
How long ago was the Star Shard entrusted with you?
As you're kind of saying that, he holds up a finger and he starts thinking about the question Sarah posed to him. He goes, actually, I believe it was Captain Thorn. Is he still around?
Corvid!
Sweats. No. Unfortunately, that Captain Thorn has passed. His daughter, however, has taken over his ship, Ara Thorn.
Oh, I see. And is she currently in Port and Dragon's Reach?
Currently speaking, yes, she's just. We are waiting to hop aboard her ship. Funny enough, to set sail for the for our next destination once we retrieve it.
I see. Perhaps I will need to get in contact with Captain Thorn and perhaps give my condolences. But no, Captain Thorn was the captain of the ship, but the man I gave it to, his name was Reed Black. And I'll check. I guess I can think about it now. You guys are in the card, I can actually do different song. Hold on. Let's see. No, I'm gonna do fucking. I'll do this one. Yeah, that works. Yes, Reed was a master at making sure things stay hidden. Unfortunately, well, the Montego and its treasure trove that it carried with it sunk in the Vormir Sea during its travels. So I'm afraid if your Star Shard was aboard and didn't go anywhere, which, I mean, is not impossible. Could have been stolen before the ship even left port, who knows. But if it was aboard the Montego when it sank, it is now deep within the Vormir Sea. Bit of a tragic story with the Montego. The Montego was as I mentioned before, a treasure ship. Montego specifically was heading for... Let me see, what was the name? Was heading for Bloodtooth Bay, a once prominent trading colony for pirates, but now is, as you can imagine, nothing more than a ghost story for pirates and sailors alike. You see, rumor is that the Montego was sunk by a massive sea creature. Have any of you heard of the Maw?
What would that be? History or nature?
I'm gonna say history check.
Oh, I've heard of those. I named them.
Cal looks at you curiously. I doubt
Something,
that.
something tells me you're not thinking of the same Maw, Flit.
Oh, I guess. That doesn't really make sense. You're right.
Lily. Lily with the 14. Lily, you know the Maw.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I'm gonna say 12 is actually not enough. My DC for this was 13.
Fair enough.
Lily, the term the Maw, as far as you know, is a bit of a fairy tale. A bit of it's included in a shanty that often makes its way around bars. You, in your time in Dry Hollow and in Dawnfeld, would have actually heard, like, local bards, not praising, but singing songs about the Maw and the horrible things it's done to ships throughout the Vormir Sea. And as far as you know, there has been no real evidence that the Maw exists. Mainly just a sea folk legend. A tall
The
tale,
Maw?
if you will.
That's just a story.
And where do you think stories come from? Every story written in this realm has some ounce of truth to it. And it just so happens that this one is more recent than others. The Montego was the integral part for that story. The Montego was a treasure ship. It was carrying vast riches from all over the world, and the plan was that it was going to go to the Bloodtooth Bay, where they were going to be spread throughout different collectors. They were going to basically be put up for auction for those in the know, he says with air quotes. I'm terribly sorry. May I have a drink if any of you have a canteen or water? I'm terribly thirsty.
I've got a water scan.
May I?
Sure.
He
Go ahead and do-
he takes a sip and he hands it back to you. Thank you. What was I? Oh, right. So, the Montego had just landed at Bloodtooth Bay when, well, the Maw struck. The Maw, as far as I can tell, it's been referred to as this massive sea creature. Big, scaly. There are a few reasons why, or there are a few ways as to how it's been described. But most of the people, i.e. most of the people who were there at Bloodtooth Bay that day did not make it back home, if you catch my drift. Aside from a small handful, one of them including your original Captain Thorn, and the other including a Mr. Reed Black.
So he survived it. That means maybe he still has it?
Possibly, and if he doesn't, he knows where it is. So, you could either, in my humble opinion, and you can see he is very, like, showy with the humble part of that sentence. You could either stumble in your boat over to Bloodtooth Bay and search for an ancient artifact that may or may not be there with a giant creature that of legend that may or may not be there, or if you would give me a bit of time, perhaps I can see if I can figure out where Mr. Black is and perhaps give you a bit more information. Perhaps, no offense to your Captain Thorne, a skilled sea captain who could guide you. Or,
Giant monster, you say?
yes, quite a large one, in fact.
The moment that he mentions about your Captain Thorne's skill, Corbin has a very evil shit-eating grin on his face.
And then he thinks for a moment and he goes, "Oh, perhaps, if circumstances provided, perhaps you could even get Reed onto your ship, and he can guide you to it. But, truth be told, the choice is yours. Regardless, if you need any resources or funding for this operation, you all have done me a, well, quite the incredible service. I am more than happy to do what I can, to assist where I can."
Hey guys, do you think Theron? Theron? Is
Theon,
that the right name? I'm having a brain fart.
thinking about.
Theon?
Theon. That's it. I added an extra R. My bad. Do you guys think Theon knows where Bloodtooth Bay is?
That's the Dragonborn fellow, right? The wizard? Works with Cedric and them?
Yes, that's the one.
There's a chance. Or, frankly, if you were to hand me a map, I could probably point out to where it is for you. Or at least the general vicinity. Well, you could say I've done a bit of business. Not all of it, well. And he kind of just smirks. Doesn't really finish the statement.
So, a couple of questions actually. You said that this star shard has separate pieces.
No, it was a rather large gem. It was a well, if you can believe it, it was star-shaped. It was in one piece when it was given to me, unless it shattered and broke on its descent down to the watery depths, but I couldn't tell you.
Also, when you mentioned funding, like what does this all entail?
Well, funding, it is an expedition, right? Funding for supplies, there may need to be additional crew members hired for, probably stock up on ammunition and other means. It's a
He kind of
big old adventure, he says, kind of flailing his hands.
he kind of raises his eyebrow. Now, what about supplies that a little unconventional but necessary?
He kind of leans forward a bit. I'm curious. Explain.
Well, there's this little thing I've had my eye on that could definitely help with the expedition itself. It's this spell storing ring that is in this potion shop downtown.
As you start getting into the description of the ring, he kind of holds up his hand. Don't worry. You all, as I have mentioned several times, have done me a great service. I plan to give you all a bit of a reward for wonderful service here anyway. So don't worry. If you are low on funds, I plan to give you a reward.
In lieu of payment of funds for myself, I just require the item. Everyone else, I'm not really sure what they want.
Do you know the name of the shop?
Joe looks to Tart. I forgot. I didn't write it down.
Above game. I
With the
don't have it in front of me. But it's above game. It doesn't matter.
Okay. I
You-
give the name of shop.
Yes, you tell him, shop X, and he goes, I see. I'll see if I can get into contact with the owner and get it to you in a day or two.
That would be most helpful.
Of course. I have a certain amount of influence in this city. That's one of the reasons why Cedric keeps me close, or at least did, he says, kind of rolling his eyes. I'm glad to see he's at least still thinking about me.
I have a bit of a question that's a little kind of circling back to something we were talking about before.
Please, he says, kind of gesturing to you.
Well, first off, we're headed back to your establishment, right? The Orion Club?
Well, if you want your reward, then yes, absolutely. Why?
Well, I was just thinking that if your brother, if your brother went through such steps to kind of take over, and you kind of show up and you're like, "Hey, I'm here," and he's like, "Oh, I don't want you to be here," is there gonna be a fight?
Well, I guess that's I suppose I have questions for you then. Has my brother taken on any extra hired help, any mercenaries or muscle? Or is it just still old Bruno there working?
The only one we saw was Bruno. I think.
Good. If that is the case, then there should be no issue. But, and he kind of like scans over your group once more. You all do seem like sturdy, adventuring types. If there were any problems, surely you all would want to ensure you get your reward, yes?
Well, yeah. I just didn't want to see like people hurt if they didn't need to, and obviously your brother.
I would never hurt my guests. However, if my brother did bring on extra hired hands, for example, mercenaries, I mean, who's to say what happens to them? Hired help is hired help. They know what the job is.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to know what we were, what we were in for when we arrived, I guess.
He leans over to you and he actually like puts his hand on your knee and he goes, "Don't worry. I don't intend to engage in any sort of roughhousing."
Oh, that's good. Yeah, then I'll see about, if something does happen, we'll make sure it's nothing major, that's for sure.
I would appreciate it. Well, a few years ago, I was quite capable in a fight myself, but as you can see, and he kind of gestures down to his super skinny body that doesn't quite fit in his suit, and he goes, I may have lost a few. More than I would like. Which actually brings me to a question. Do any of you have any food? I don't mean to be rude, but...
I still got some rations.
I do too.
May I, please? Realistically, I probably should have taken the rest of the meal that they gave me this morning, but... I don't know. Like I told you all, mine just didn't work the way I wanted it to.
Sarah will hand over one of her rations.
Yeah, you guys share a bit of food with him, and he scarfs it down. It's not anything fancy, but he seems to eat it no problem. Does anybody else have any questions for him? For Mr. Flint Orion?
More curiosity than anything else.
Please, feel free to proceed.
So you started the Orion Club here in Dragon's Reach, and you mentioned that you've been around a lot. what kind of things did you used to do, or still do, even, that is currently being handled by your brother?
Well, the Orion Club, admittedly, despite its secret location, is a front for a information ring. We deal in all sorts of less than legal sort of decrees. Information gathering, spying, trafficking, both human and material. But don't get me wrong, I don't hold people captive. No, I help people cross borders when they don't have the proper paperwork. I help people get out of towns who are trying to get away from something deep that they've gotten themselves mixed up in. KD bot, please.
A smuggler.
Thank you. Had to encourage it a little bit. We've definitely been involved in some smuggling, but we've never been involved in public assassination in general. We've never been involved in gang wars or anything. That's why when I did this favor for Cedric and the rest of the guard, they kind of turned the other way. In fact, I've helped them on occasion. I gave them some pretty vital intel back when they were all adventurers on their own.
Sarah's head kind of dips at mention of assassination, and then it pops back up. How much do you guys want to bet Meryl hangs out around there occasionally?
Who? He's actually...
Meryl, a friend of ours. Technically, I believe they are the Vanning guard.
Oh! Marrow, yes! I apologize, I'm still a bit weary. Yes, Marrow actually is a lovely individual. They, occasionally actually perform on special evenings. How are they doing, by the way? Do any of you know?
Above game, worried look exchange.
Could you say that one more time, please?
He asked if anybody knew how Marrow was doing.
At this current moment, we're unsure about their location. They are currently on assignment from the Vanir Guard themselves, and they didn't want to divulge a lot of information at this current juncture.
He kind of holds his hands up. Then I won't pry. Not my business. Yes, we have, at the Orion Club, certainly done a number of, well, less than good things, but we have done good things as well. We have provided shelter for people in need, families who had nowhere else to go. If you were to ask around some of the staff, you would find that we have more than one parent working as a member of our staff. I love that y'all have begun a little powwow in the group chat.
Flitch is kind of nodding and taking it all in.
I'm also trying to figure out what to say next. Actually, Marvin's going to take a piece of paper out and start writing down some names. He's going to be writing out the names that he knows of the Hellfire Assembly.
Okay.
And
so specifically like Marissa, Weston, like those names?
Marissa, Amnon, Weston Smith, not Ariana. He's gonna give a description of the Videlkin individual.
Okay.
And just big armored guy named Bison.
Okay.
Bison Blackwell, isn't it?
No, that's somebody completely different.
Yep.
That's another metallic horse of a man.
Yes.
Okay.
However, there is a bison in this, and a man named Corvo Blackwell.
Yeah, the irony's not lost.
That was
Anyway.
not intentional.
I figured.
But you kind of hand over this list of names, and he starts pondering over it. And I'm gonna roll a couple history checks for him. If you have any other names that you want included in that list, speak now or forever hold your peace.
That's kind of the only people that I. You know what? Just say fuck it. I'm gonna put Adam Acosta there too.
Okay.
I got one.
Okay.
This might be a bit of a deep pull. I gotta figure out the spelling on his name. Theridin.
Ooh, that's a good one. I believe
Oh.
it was THER''DIN.
Yes, Mr. Theridin. He starts pondering over these names, and he looks at a couple of them, and he goes, I know Marissa had big involvement in the war effort, weapon manufacturing, information dealing. I never had the chance to meet them, as, you know, they're dead, but...
You're not missing much.
Well, I would think not. As I said, they're dead. But, seeing a couple of these other names, I recognize the name Amnon. That's, I think I remember reading a book one day about an assassin of the same name.
Sarah's going to look around quick again to make sure they're not being followed.
Perception check.
10. Better than my first one.
Yeah, significantly. 5 times better, even. You can see a few birds flying overhead, but they seem to be circling. Probably something that died in the woods.
Sarah will just nod to herself.
Give me the list of names again, guys. So it was all the members of the Hellfire Assembly. It was Adam Acosta. It was Theridin. Am I missing anyone?
I think that's it.
I think that's about it, yeah.
Wait, hold on. Oh.
He gets the bison and he goes, I don't recognize this name. That seems more of a title than anything. And this Vidalcan individual, I'm afraid nothing comes to mind. And he scrolls down to Adam Acosta and he goes, that name rings a bell, but I can't quite figure out why.
We have reason to believe he may be, Marissa's, what was it, guys, ex-husband?
We don't really know their relationship just yet. But
You guys
I was
know that
asking-
they knew each other at least.
I know,
Perhaps
but
intimate.
I'm kind of playing dumb.
Yeah.
But I was mostly putting that on there because I just wanted to know a couple of things about him that he's not telling me.
Is he connected with these other folks?
No,
I
not
see.
at this current moment.
I see. Again, the name sounds familiar, but I'm afraid I can't do much more than that. This Weston Smith. That name also seems to ring a bell. I feel I've heard that name before, but I don't remember much. I apologize.
Sarah seemed to be paying attention before. Now she seems to be paying significantly more attention.
If you could, he kind of pours over the list again and he goes, if you could give me any more information about these individuals that I seem to somewhat remember, I might be able to give you a bit more information, but I'm afraid some of them are just ringing odd bells in the back of my mind. The Sterden fellow, I'm afraid I've never heard of.
Okay, but that was kind of a long shot, to be fair.
Yeah, you all have, however. I'm a bit interested. Maybe I'll hold on to this list and do a little digging.
Thank you. It could be pretty helpful.
Well, I mean, it's the least I can do for what you all have done for me. Well, you know, the least I could do besides paying you, funding your expedition. And he just kind of gives you all a bit of a coy smile. Yes. Here's the thing. I'm a very curious individual. I like information. Information is what I'm best at. And the fact that you all have given me a list of individuals you're interested in that I am mostly unaware of, well, let's just say my curiosity is getting the better of me.
Let's just say we've read into these people one too many times. We're trying to get as much information on them as we can, especially since we are trying to figure out where they are currently hiding. And the moment he says that, he gets an idea, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna save that one for later.
Has anyone here mentioned the Hellfire Assembly by name?
No.
Okay.
I
I
was
didn't
about to-
I don't
think
know what he
so.
knows.
I didn't think so. I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything because I don't know what all he knows, and
Yeah, absolutely.
I did want to say one thing. It's not saying specifically that the Hellfire Assembly, but
Yeah,
I did
please.
want to want to warn you if you're gonna go digging. These, not these last two, I don't think. But these ones above it are extremely dangerous and very murdery. So, be very careful if you look into them.
Don't worry. I never stick my neck out if I know I can't pull it back when the guillotine starts falling. That, and I also don't give any spies I hire my name specifically.
fair enough.
Bit of a client confidentiality. So, if I'm going to pursue this information, I'll likely hire spies rather than use any that I know personally. Do you guys have anything else you want to ask him about?
I think I'm good actually.
Going once? Going twice?
Wait,
Yeah, I see your thing, J. Frost. What do you got? A question, an answer. I don't know if this is a question for me or for you guys. Looks like we're gonna find out together. Personal question from Rovan to... Okay. Yeah, hit me.
You wouldn't have happened to have heard of a patriarch from the Divine Isles, Gomia, would you?
Go Mia.
Mia. He's gonna roll history on that. He kind of calls out to you, Ravon. He goes, well, no, but I have been away from the game for a little bit. If it was recent, then there was no way I could have found out. I can always look into it.
I would greatly appreciate it, sir.
I can certainly do my best.
That actually brings up a question for me. What do you know of Nin Chineris?
History check from him. Second. He looks at you and he goes, that was, I believe, a military leader in Evergreen, wasn't it? I don't know much about her specifically, but I know the name. Why?
I was just wondering. Thank you. Although, it probably wouldn't hurt to mention, she died.
Oh, unfortunate. Also not my problem. You don't mind me saying.
Not at all. I'm of the same sentiment.
Anyone else with questions for Mr. Orion?
Most of mine were answered.
Going once? Going twice? Okay. As you guys continue on down the road, eventually you reach the City of Dragon's Reach once again. Whoops, don't stop playing that. Give me 1 second, just changing the music. Eventually you get back to the City of Dragon's Reach, and as you guys are continuing on your way to what I believe is the Orion Club. Yes?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yes.
Unless I hear any hard disagreements. As you guys are kind of like heading back in that direction, Arthur, I keep wanting to call him Arthur. Flint kind of calls out. He goes, "Oh, stop here, please. Do any of you have a couple silver I can borrow?"
Yeah, sure. I mean, you're helping us out in the long run, and I'm just collecting these. Just hands off like 5 silver.
Thank you. There's a salon out there that I used to frequent that I see is still open. So I think I'm going to go touch up a bit, if you will, kind of gesturing at the face and hair.
Would you like anyone to accompany you?
No, I should be just fine. If you have any business, feel free to handle it. I should be back out here in, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. But I'll be back. Please don't wait on my account. Well, please wait on my account, but if you need to go anywhere, feel free. And he gets out of the carriage and he begins to head inside to what appears to be a salon. You guys are left out front as the city is kind of bustling.
He seems trustworthy enough. What do you guys think?
Well, from kind of what I get the opinion of, he's like one of those guys who really, really cares about what information he knows and doesn't know. And I don't know, you're right, he seems okay, but I don't know, I think I might want to check in with one of the guard before bringing him, further in on everything?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we are part of the guard now, but this isn't exactly our story to tell without permission.
Yeah. Come to think of it, I'm kind of surprised that the guard didn't know what happened to him.
You know, now that you mention it, yeah, you have a good point.
Hmm. Well, maybe it was some. Well, yeah, because, like, they all knew him back from adventuring days, which is admittedly kind of a sign that we should trust him. But you think they would have at least checked in or something?
In certain cases, with certain people, you just touch. It happens.
I mean, I guess. Foot's going to look to Diana. Actually, to the rest, and to Corvin at the same time too. That was some good thinking using the scroll.
Yeah, it was. I was telling Ravon when I was in there. There was the what I guess was a feeble mind spell implanted on him, but there was also a spell that seemed to block lower levels of divination. I tried doing a detect magic spell on him, and it didn't work at first, and then I did a stronger one, and it seemed to push through. I didn't know what it was, so I figured the Greater Restoration was a bit of a willing risk.
It's good that it worked out. Although, part of me is wondering, I know you made that for Amnon. Was that... And I'm glad that we used it, but is that going to be a hassle for you to like, make up again?
I could probably get another one fairly easily. I mean, I hate being a burden, but I am the High Priestess, so I can always ask. The worst they can do is say no, right?
I guess.
I'll stop by later when we have a bit more time and see if I can get another one. Or at least something similar.
Hopefully Nicholas has more of that antidote ready, and Foot just kind of snaps her fingers. Oh yeah, we never did tell Nicholas about what we found up on the mountain.
Corbin's been pulling out the Nicholas's sending stone during this conversation, trying to reach him.
What do you say to Nicholas?
Nicholas, how are you? Well, I'm hopefully you're eating, and getting some rest.
A few moments pass, and you get a message back saying, Corvin, yeah, I'm good. Just a minor setback at the lab. What's going on? What do you need?
Mostly checking in with. Well, I wanted to check in with you about. Well, let's just say a warning Weston gave us.
Warning? What about?
He mentioned Corvo and Morrow being in danger. Well, Corvo specifically being in danger, but I figured that was a red herring to get to you since you were working on the necklace. They probably would have. I got a little paranoid that they found your location. And then he turns to flare. Oh, I'm sorry. Is there anything you guys wanted to ask?
Well, I mean, I thought he would want to know what we found on the mountain because he wanted to go up there.
Ah, yes. So, hey, we came back from Mount Doomhorn in that ancient civilization.
He seems to almost completely disregard the thing you mentioned before about Corvo and goes, "Oh yeah, what'd you find up there? Anything really cool?"
Black screens that played like these images, like with the major image spell. That was fascinating. I kind of want to have that reverse engineered later, but also a lot of death. Apparently, the Hellfire Assembly deployed a bunch of shape-shifting creatures.
Huh. That sounds less cool. I don't suppose you happened to bring me back a sample, did you?
I know.
Wait,
Unfortunate.
of the creature? Above game of the creature?
Yes. Above game.
I thought we did.
I thought we didn't, mostly because burn everything.
I don't remember you guys grabbing any pieces or any goo.
I don't remember grabbing any of that either.
It was pretty much sludge by the time you guys had finished that fight.
Okay.
Ooh, speaking of sludge, although we noticed another instance of that pink goo that they seem to be using.
Oh,
Sort of
yeah,
like
I actually wanted to talk to you guys about that. But you know, everybody's been busy lately. I did a bit of research. I did a few tests, and I gotta like what I found.
Go ahead. Corbin's going to be repeating everything that Nicholas has been saying, hopefully exactly.
So,
I was looking around again to make sure they're not being listened in on.
well, yeah, perception check.
$13.
Thought for sure it was gonna be that one.
Seems to mainly be like the odd passerby who maybe accidentally gets like a bit too close and picks up a word or two, but nobody seems to be listening in profusely. But he goes, "Yeah, so I did a few tests, and it seems that this goo you gave me is actually it's strange. It's organic, but also has symbiotic aspects to it. I would say it's parasitic, potentially a sort of artificial. I don't know. It almost seems like an artificial like goo. Well, obviously it's a goo, but it almost seems like prolonged exposure seems to have a base effect on whoever it's in contact with, much like a parasite. But it seems to, rather than feeding off the host, it almost seems to be twisting the DNA. Almost. I hope I'm making sense here. I'm saying a lot of words and you're not really replying.
I'm letting you talk.
I appreciate it. I do a lot of talking. But yeah, I don't know. It's incredibly interesting, and I'm planning to do more tests, but as far as I can tell, it seems to rewrite your DNA.
Okay.
Still there, Corbin?
Yes, I'm still here. It's. I mean, I'm just letting
Nicholas
him
on
do
the other
him.
end. Holy shit, he shit his pants.
I'm just letting him do him.
I'll tell you
Right.
above game, he's done.
Okay. So kind of just going over. He mentioned that the goo is parasitic in nature, and it like just rewrites people's genes.
Yeah, it seems to be artificial. It seems to be almost like parasitic. And it seems to rewrite people's DNA with prolonged exposure. Which, with what you
That's-
guys saw back in Dry Hollow, makes sense.
Okay.
Nicholas, I'm not Nicholas, but well, I guess I technically am Nicholas. You know, fuck it. I guess you could use the word mutation. It mutates those in contact with it.
That is concerning, but that definitely backs up what we've seen in the pods themselves. You notice a couple of people turning into orcs, as one lady made it halfway through, and, well, she's half green, half Caucasian.
Yeah, I read the report. I'm going to see if maybe it's a temporary effect, or maybe if there's a way to revert back from a half transformation, but that's all the info I got for you now on it, I'm afraid. If you could give me a bigger sample or more samples, I could probably tell you more, but this is all I got for now. I'm really sorry.
That is fine. You did fantastic work.
He seems to not reply to that.
Oh well. And he's just gonna put this. Please let it. Also, kind of a more for me. How goes the load?
I'm really
Breathe.
sorry.
Through your nose.
Another explosion.
Your
Thank
nose out
you.
through your mouth. Anywho, how goes the tests with the necklace?
Well, you're not gonna like this. I haven't gotten jack shit. I'm beginning to think it honestly may be a dud.
That's disappointing, but I'm not surprised.
I'm really sorry. I've done so many tests. The problem was that it seems to have a really low threshold for me to work with. I'm worried that if I push it too far, I'm gonna break it. I could try harder, but then there's the risk that I end up losing it, and I don't know if we want that. I'll leave that call up to you, though. I can push further if you want me to.
Kind of taps his chin a little bit. Alternatively, is there a way that you could replicate it?
I mean, hypothetically, it'd be easier for someone like Drew or Theon to do, but I don't know how well it would work without knowing the properties of this thing. I mean, we could always try,
okay,
though.
That's something for later, but if you do what you need.
Alright, so what I'm hearing is that I have your consent to go with the big guns, yeah?
Go right ahead, whatever works.
You hear an audible crack through the sanding stone, and it goes, alright, I'll let you know when I find out.
Sensing that there's kind of a lull in the conversation, Fletch just kind of get. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Fletch just gonna kind of elbow Corvin, and it's like, while you have him on the line, maybe ask him about Flint. It's just kind of like a character reference, or how much we should bring him in on, or something. I know it's Nicholas, so it's gonna, he's gonna be like Nicholas, but still, it's someone.
One last thing before I let you go to do what you do best. What, do you know anything about Flint Orion?
You get a message back with what sounds like a power drill or like a jackhammer going in the background, and he's shouting, and I'm not gonna shout, but he goes, yeah, Flint's trustworthy. Well, he's a bit sketch, but he's always done good by us. Since that one time he... Never mind. He's cool.
Ask if
Concern.
it's okay to tell him about the dragons.
Which ones exactly? Oh, those. Last thing. Two of the court have awakened.
think he knew about that.
I would say he knew about that already. If you guys informed the rest of the guard.
Yeah, I
Never
was
mind.
saying ask Nicholas if we were okay to inform Flint of the dragons.
I mean, personally speaking, I don't see why we should, but may as well play it safe. So, hey, is it cool if we talk? Is it cool if we mention to him about the two ones that have woken up?
You get a message back, and it's a bit more like hushed. There's no like loud background noise, and he goes, "Hey, Corbin, listen. You guys are still learning, but you guys are part of the guard now. You don't need. I'm not your dad. You don't need my consent to tell people this. What you need to know is that actions have consequences, and so do words. If you tell him, well, just know that that's you putting that information out there for him, and with what he does after that, you are therefore responsible for it. This is sounding like a lecture. It's not trying to be, but I just want you to know that you guys are part of the group. We're not gonna kick you out if you tell someone something they shouldn't know. You know?
Reaffirming a thought I had. Also, no offense, but if you were my father, I'd be very concerned. Oh, wait, no. He does not say that. He does not say that. He does not say that. No. Fuck that. No. I just remember something that would have been triggering. No. Fuck that.
You
just said,
see a crack develop in the sending stone.
No. I do not say that. Fuck no. Okay. Shit, that would have been
Rolling it back.
We like
Thank
to
you for
call
confirming
this
what-
in the business the old retcon, brother.
That would have been triggering. Fuck.
Just real quick. Someone kind of came in the middle of that. Did we do the whole Hellfire Assembly thing?
I think that's kind of what you guys are figuring out now by talking to
Okay.
Nicholas.
Okay. I get you.
Nicholas's stance seems to be, hey, do what you want to do. Just know that you take responsibility for it if things
Fair
go
enough.
bad.
Above game? I don't think he really needs to know, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think that might be. Yeah, I think that might be putting him in more danger, honestly.
Well, it's probably. I'm categorizing it as need to know information. If you.
Need to know
No.
basis.
Yeah. At the moment, he doesn't really need to know at the moment.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
He's just gonna say, "Thank you for confirming what I was already thinking," and again, just absurd for a change. Click.
So,
I don't know if it clicks, but
it's
I'm
not
old.
a phone. It doesn't click.
Corbin, why did you just say click in your mind?
because I'm 70
You get a message
years
back.
old
Did
and
you
I
just
missed
say
the click.
And then
Because
Corbin
it's so-
counters with, well, yeah, but you've been saying boom, explosion, da this whole time.
Fucking in his head, I missed the click. No one. It's just all pushing a button now.
Alright, I need to really quick. I need to roll a check for Nicholas. Give me 1 second.
Uh-oh.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. That should be high enough, right? Nicholas, you've got, like, God stats. Yeah, you're good. You get a message back, it goes, oh, by the way, I'll make sure to tell the others the thing you said about Corvo.
Oh, most definitely.
Above game, I rolled a check to see if he didn't completely drown out the thing you said about Corvo with the fact that you immediately brought up an ancient civilization afterwards.
Yeah.
I had to make sure he retained that information.
No problem. I've talked way too much.
Good, man. Don't worry. There's no talking too much in D&D. Well, there is. Shut up. But does anybody else want to do or say anything before we move on? Okay. After a little while, Flint comes back out, and you can see he's clean shaven. His hair has been trimmed, and it's been like combed back. Probably has some like hair product in it. He looks like a brand new man from the one that you saw curled up in the fucking corner of his room at Elder Gas Sanatorium. He goes, that is significantly better. Shall we get going? I don't want to keep
Sir.
Brother Dearest waiting.
Sarah gives a soft, respectful clap upon seeing him.
He takes a bow. Thank you. Thank you. The only thing I need now is a bath, and we'll be perfectly set, but problems for later. Unless, I don't suppose one of you has the, what's the spell? Presgigation, whatever it is? I'm not a magic user. Yes, that
Close
one.
enough. Oof. He's just gonna flick his wrist, and suddenly Flint now smells like cinnamon.
He pulls in the lapel of his suit, and he takes a deep breath in. Ah, that's better. Thank you. Also, cinnamon. Good taste. Good taste.
Don't worry, Flint. I can never pronounce it either.
What, cinnamon?
No,
Oh, yes, the other one.
prestidigitation.
Yes, that one.
Presto digitation.
Look, I'm just going to call it that spell because, frankly, I don't have the time to say 18 syllables. May we please get going?
Most definitely.
And Corvin kind of comes back up to you and he holds out the change they had left and he goes, "You want it back?"
You can keep it.
I appreciate it. And he pockets it. It wasn't a ton. He would have tried to give you back about half of what you gave him originally.
Yeah, but I mean, I got a fuck ton of silver.
Yeah, exactly. You don't gotta worry about no silver. So, you guys make your way back over to the Chroma Rose Tavern. And that is where we're gonna take our break.
All right. Break right before confrontation. I'm sure this will end perfectly fine.
What could
All right.
go wrong?
How many spell slots do I have left? Okay, that's good. That's good to know, actually.
And be thankful I gave you a sending stone. I could have fucked you over in terms of Nicholas and said, use your
Right.
spell slots, knave!
Yeah, the conversation wouldn't have lasted that long.
Alright, we are going to take a break. Thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm going to throw on a little different bit of music. And we will be back in just a few minutes. Above game, I need to get water because I just ran out.
Get agua.
Agua.
Tell that hydrate.
I'm gonna get up and do a big stretch.
Oh, stretch.
I can't believe we're gonna be present for this first ever recording of Family Feud.
Well, one of my fears has been quelled. That's good to know. I've had dumb puns stored up all fucking night, and I've been trying to figure out a way to use it. The big thing is that I think only Tart's gonna get it. Let's see here. How are we doing tonight, Shots? I see you. Hope you guys have been having fun. So yeah, for those who don't know, the reason why I drew back the whole Nicholas father thing is because earlier in the campaign, Nicholas, his wife and child passed away years prior to the start of this campaign, and he was depressed for up until we talked to him. So that was interesting. That would have been terrible.
Aha,
I am not re-triggering a man. Hi, I was explaining why what I would have said earlier was stupid.
Yeah, that's very smart. We did go there.
Yeah. Because that's just
I'm back. Yeah, if you had said that, Nicholas would have found a way to launch a fucking spell through that sending stuff.
fucking like I
don't want to play with you anymore.
I don't want to depress a man.
Nicholas immediately starts working on, can I learn power word kill?
Time to check the Artificer spell list.
What Nicholas does is figure out a way to tear into space-time, reaches into J. Frost's notes, and figures out his nuke idea.
Please don't.
No, what he's gonna do is he's gonna be like, "Hey guys, I finally finished that cure," and he's gonna give Corvin a bottle of the pure poison.
Hey guys, I found that cure. He just whips out a gun.
A body is about to be discovered.
Oh god.
How do you guys like Mr. Flint Orion so far?
Yo, he's a smooth motherfucker, and I am here for it.
It's all yeah.
Hey, he seems.
Here is the cure. The band should help.
Yeah, no, Flint was very good at his job. He was good with people. Some would say. Smile. It's almost like he ran a club of some sort.
First, I know it's weird, but I just imagine him doing like the Spider-Man 3, like Peter Parker strut down the street, but wearing like a vibrant red suit.
No, Arthur has the red suit. Flint
right.
Flint has the black suit. But he absolutely would have done that coming out of the fucking the salon.
You know what vibes Flint has given me? Because he mentioned that he mostly deals in info broking, and yet he runs a brothel-like club. He gives me Littlefinger vibes from Game of Thrones, except not in a conniving, skeevy way.
Honestly, now that you say that, kind of, actually.
So Dearest.
Who has the loosest lips, but someone who had a good time.
Chaos is a ladder.
Exactly. I fucking love to hate that fucker. I swear.
Oh yeah, he is a great character.
So good.
Time to embrace the Choas gods.
CG, I see your message. You've
It's
done
true,
it
though,
again.
isn't it? Maybe I'm just like looking too deep into it just to find these parallels. I just keep noticing.
I can show you all a great character that I can also say similar to.
You know, I can see that. Can't remember his name, but I know which movie he's from.
I don't remember his name either. For those watching, I posted a GIF of Leonardo DiCaprio's character from Django. To answer the question in the chat, J Frost is using the bot tonight as he is feeling a bit sickly. He's not feeling too well. So he is utilizing Eric tonight. Man, you know what I just realized?
Calvin Candy is the guy's name.
That's it.
Oh, that's right.
Because
Candy.
Candyland.
Yep, Candyland. Yeah, is Calvin Candy mixed with the fucking Great Gatsby look?
God, I love The Great Gatsby.
That's right.
No, I mean like
I've only seen
overall
it once.
the book, The Great Gatsby.
I haven't read the book. I saw the movie once. I was like, this is right.
I started reading it and found it really, really boring.
So we read the book in one of my high school classes, and then we saw obviously not the current movie because that didn't come out when I was in high school. I am old man, but it was a movie that I want to say was made in the 60s, 70s.
74.
74. Thank you.
I knew that
Hey
'cause I had it
Gatsby,
up.
wanna go for a swim, old boy? Don't ask why I have a 6-shooter.
Haha, literature jokes.
Also,
I read it, I think, last year in my honors English class, and I couldn't even get through the book. I mean, it's such a thin book, but I couldn't even get like halfway through it.
I also read it in my honors English class. And it sucked me into the point where I watched it 4 times. That is the only part of my English class that I did really fucking good on.
Maybe I'll have to try reading it again. Maybe I just didn't give it enough of a chance.
It is a slower paced book.
Which
It
was
is
my
very
issue with
slow-paced.
it. Because I'm not a fan of slow paced. I like action and I like to be pulled in.
I mean, to be fair, it does go from like 0 to
Yeah.
a fucking disaster real damn fast.
Man,
I must not have gotten to that point. I'll definitely have to reread it.
I'm looking
It's
up
just
more and
Romeo
more
and-
Calvin Candy gifs, and I'm realizing that they are way more similar than I maybe originally intended.
Also, something cursed.
Good evening everyone and welcome to Friday Night Flashbang. My name is Eric Chen Erickson.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Sen pulls that one on us all the time.
Alright, roll call. CG.
Hi, I'm Eric.
J Floss or Eric. Everyone do their... Oh?
Beep 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 beep.
Everyone do their best Eric impression. Joe.
Hello, my name is Eric Chen Erickson.
River.
Beep.
Sarah.
There is no way in hell I could impersonate Bosco. Unless you're talking about,
No, the
Katie.
bot, Eric.
Okay.
The bot.
See, the bot said Erickson Erickson, and I thought,
It's a joke that a friend of ours pulls all the time.
Yeah.
Because it's a similar name, Eric Chen Erickson.
It's almost like it's the same name.
Same, but different.
Sami, register them non.
Oh God.
Alright. Starting it back up, we'll get back into it. So, as you guys... I guess I can change the music to something a bit more appropriate. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull out the good music. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure this isn't too loud. Yeah, okay. I had that turned all the way up, so I'm glad I checked. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me move that there. The good music, gamers. Let me see. Where is it? There it is. Boop.
Oh. Hello.
So as you guys pull out front of the Chroma Roast Tavern, Flint doesn't even wait for everyone to get out of the cart as he just strolls into the bar. He looks at the bartender and he goes, "Smoke, my good man, it's good to see that you are still here, keeping up your best practice." And Smoke looks at him, surprised, and goes, "Boss? What the hell were you doing here?" "Well, as you can see, I have been, my ailment miraculously fled from my body. It knew of the devil that is inside my soul, and it said, be gone, and it got the hell out of here. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm better now." And Smoke kind of looks at him and goes, "Well, I'm sure your brother's gonna be happy to see you." And Flint goes, "Oh, I'm sure he will be." And this is around the time you guys start coming in behind him. Flint kind of gestures to your group and goes, "Not relevant right now, but in the future that these fine adventurers need anything, they are on my tab." And Smoke just kind of doesn't argue. He just kind of nods and goes, "Yeah, sure thing. Wonderful. Shall we?" And he starts heading towards the back room. Guys follow him down the stairs where he approaches the big old double doors, and he just in this grandiose manner just kind of pushes them open and takes a couple steps in, and he takes a big old deep breath and he goes, "Ah, the smell of wine and ecstasy. It has truly been too long."
Hey, Tard.
Yes.
Could I, if I rolled a d8, would you assign a character to the number it lands on?
Likely. Why?
Because I want to roll a d8, because Sarah's going to put her head down again and randomly grab someone's hand.
Sure. Roll me a d8.
That's a 2.
Much like the first time, you scramble to Rovan's side.
Perfect, thank you.
And he kind of looks around and he goes, "It is good to see that we have not redecorated. I guess it's only been 3 years. It hasn't been that long, but maybe I should fix that soon." And you can see his brain immediately starts going like a million miles a minute. He's picturing the redecoration of the lobby area in his head. And you guys can see at the desk, Steffi has exasperated at Flint just walking in like this. And she goes, "Flint? My word! Steffi! Oh, come here, dear girl." And she kind of rushes up to him and they both go into a hug. And he goes, how is the most beautiful girl in this entire business doing? The face of the Orion Club. How are you doing, my dear girl? I trust you've been treated well." And Steffi looks at him and goes, "Yeah, it's been weird, since you've been gone, but yeah, it's been good." Flit, you can see a very slight blush beginning to form on her face. Flit kind of grabs her by the forearms and goes, "Tell me, is Arthur in?" And she goes, "Yes, he is in his office." And you can see the rest of you can kind of pick up on it now. She's becoming visibly flustered. "He's up in his office. Should I let him know you're here?" And he goes, No. Trust me, I plan to make my appearance known, and I will make sure to stop by and say hello to brother Dearest. What? How are you? Are you still doing well? Are you still being the grandiose example of professionalism and hospitality that I taught you to be. And she goes, yes, I have certainly been doing my best. I remember all the things you taught me. And he goes, wonderful. I will make sure to stop by later, but I really must go speak with Brother Dearest. She goes, no problem. What should I do for these folks? And he turns to you all and he kind of raises a hand and goes, you know, if they wish, if any of them are interested, lifelong gold memberships for them. And she
Raises an eyebrow.
He goes, oh, absolutely, I will put them on the list. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Steffi. Shall we? And he kind of waves you all over.
Following.
Same.
Much like before, he kind of opens up the doors to the main area of the Orion Club, and without skipping a beat, just begins to move through. And as you guys are moving, you can see more than a few people kind of be like stop like halfway through what they're doing and kind of look over, having noticed him. Just being, you can hear the whisperings. Is that Flynn Orion? Is he back? I thought he was in a sanatorium. They said he attacked his brother like a couple years ago, and it's just hush whispering all around. Some people don't seem to quite realize it, but more than anyone, you begin to notice the staff are really catching on to him, and they're like beginning to sort of go into like hiccups with what they're doing. And he goes, "Don't stop on my account, please. Drink, kiss, celebrate. The king has returned." And he begins to move towards the back. Eventually, the mood kind of picks back up again. And eventually, you all reach Arthur's office, where Bruno out front, he kind of snaps to your attention and he goes, "All right, who do we got? Boss? Bruno, my good man, it's so good to see you. Is my brother in?" Yeah, do you want me to go grab him?" "Oh, no, don't worry. I'm going to just go on if that's right." "Yes, of course, boss. Please, anything you need, just say the word." Bruno, I appreciate your loyalty. I will make sure to do just that." And he...
Hey.
What's up?
Question. Can I roll an insight on Bruno to see if it's more like an actual shock? Like, is it a genuine shock? Or is it, fuck, it didn't work kind of shock?
Roll insight.
Actually, same.
I rolled with advantage on that since I actually met Bruno.
I will give Lily advantage.
Yes!
Same.
Anyone who wants to roll.
Soft 20.
15.
Nat 20!
Let's go!
Ravon got an 18.
Flit, would you like to roll? As I see you haven't.
Yes. Sorry, someone came in the room.
No, you're alright. I just wanted to make sure.
Hey, 22.
Damn.
You all pick up his genuine surprise and what seems to be a hint of excitement, like, holy shit, my boss is back.
Okay, good.
As far as he could tell, because you all rolled rather high, Bruno doesn't seem to be aware as to the truth of what happened. Flint stops at the door, and he kind of
The return of the king.
Yeah, he kind of holds his hand on it for a second, and just kind of slides it down the frame, and he goes, "You know, when I first opened up the Orion Club, the office was the first thing I built. I had everything built around it. It's odd being back after so long, having seen that not a single thing about this place has changed. It's heartwarming, actually. And then he looks at Bruno and he goes, you know, Bruno, maybe you actually should come in. Just in case. And Bruno goes, yeah, sure, anything, boss. And he kind of turns to walk into the door, and he is just a tad taller than the door frame, so you can see he's like preemptively like hunched down a bit to be able to fit. And I keep almost calling him Arthur. Flint looks to the rest of you, and he just kind of nods, and he opens the door and he enters the office. Arthur, brother Dearest, he says with arms wide open, and Arthur kind of turns and goes, who the Flint? What the fuck? What are you doing here?
Insight on Arthur for the same thing as Bruno?
I'm gonna say don't bother. As you notice, he's dropped his accent.
What?
Oh!
You all noticed that. No roll required.
You will.
He... Apologies. Flint, what... You're out? What happened? And Flint kind of looks at him and goes, well, my brother Dearest, it seems that I have made a spontaneous recovery. Funny how things like that work. And you can see he kind of crosses his hands behind his back. Let's have a drink, shall we? Pour me something. And he begins walking over to the sitting area. And Arthur goes, yeah, sure. And he kind of looks to you all with a certain expression. Kind of wide-eyed and almost like, what the fuck?
This is not what he was expecting when he sent us out to Flint.
Oh god, no. And he begins moving over to the liquor cabinet. And he begins pouring something, and Flint goes, I see you've taken good care of the place in my absence. And Flint has like sat down, he's crossed his legs, he's like propped his elbow up on the edge of the couch. And Arthur goes, yes, I've certainly done my best in your stead. I've certainly, And you can see he accidentally knocks a glass off of the liquor cabinet. It falls to the floor and shatters. It goes, shit. Wow. Flint begins to stand up and goes, here, let me help you. No, it's all right. I've got it. Bruno, get one of the staff to bring up some cleaning supplies, please. And he begins going back to pouring a drink. And he pours two, and he comes over and he gives one to Flint and the others for himself. And he kind of sits across from him. He's still, as he kind of comes over, he's still kind of like glaring at you guys. He sits down.
Corbin has the biggest.
Corbin has what?
He has the biggest shit-eating grin right now.
He sits on down and he goes, so, how to explain to me what happened exactly? Well, you see, these fine individuals came and saw me in my plight. And he takes a swig of his drink, and you watch as he just downs the entire thing and sets the glass on the table in front of him. You see, he kind of claps his hands together. They saw my plight and they went the extra mile and found that, well, maybe things weren't quite what they seemed on the surface. You all watch a cold bead of sweat slowly begin to form at the base of Arthur's brow. He kind of takes a drink. Yeah, that's odd. Wonder how that happened. Oh, I couldn't possibly tell you. But regardless, I'm back, so I'm more than willing to take this, well, eccentric business off of your hands. Of course, assuming you don't mind. And Arthur almost immediately is like, no, please. It's your business, Flint. Feel free to do whatever you want. Wonderful. And Flint stands up. Come, let's take a walk. Where are we going? Come on, don't worry. And he guides his brother over, like hand on his lower back, guides him over to where the balcony area is. And Arthur goes, do you want to speak to the rest of the guests? Yes, where is the... right here. And Arthur, in his hand, has a small, what looks like a sending stone. Kind of like what you guys saw at the front desk with Zephy. And Flint takes it and he goes, greetings all! If I may, spare a moment of your time. And as he speaks into it, it seems to echo throughout the room. Surely you know who I am, and you know that I have been gone for a rather significant amount of time, but I am pleased to announce that my brother Dearest has been oh so kind as to take the reins of this operation in my absence, and now that I am back in my rightful place, he is being so generous as to return my business into my capable hands. Isn't that right, dear brother? And he kind of, without handing it to him, just kind of shoves it in his face, kind of like holding it up to his mouth, and Arthur goes, yes, that's right. We are all very happy about Flint's return, and things are going to be going back to normal. Also, I see you guys talking. If you want to roll a check for anything, feel free to stop me at any point.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Yes, please.
I was just wondering if we could... Or we're just going to keep eyeing Arthur the entire time, mostly just to see if he's going to like try and pull a dagger on him.
Okay. Roll me a perception check. Anyone who wants to. If anyone's looking for anything specific, let me know. Let me know right now before you roll. 11? Okay.
Would it be possible to rewind a little on the perception to see if Arthur had poisoned the drink he gave Flint?
I would say you're over by the glass itself. Make an investigation check. You guys are kind of still over by the sitting area right now.
Oh,
That's a nat one.
It is absolutely poisoned.
Is there like a plant or something in the room?
Yeah, there's several.
Sarah's going to subtly dump it in the plant.
That's going to be a little bit of a problem, as he downed it all in one go, and it's now just ice. So you kind of just dump the ice into the plant. You put the glass back on the table. Mission accomplished.
I forgot about that.
Rovan,
asked.
yeah, I see your thing, Rovan, and I see that Lily wants to do it as well. Both of you roll me insight. Ow, fuck.
I already checked for poison, but could I roll
11.
with Rovan and Lily too?
Yeah, sure.
On go 23.
Give me 1 second.
11.
11? Ooh, interesting. Lily and Sarah, you're both not sure how to feel. Rovan, you kind of look over this whole situation and something seems up, but even with that high of a roll, you're not sure what. You feel like this could go either way. Okay. You guys kind of see Rovan's becoming a bit more tense as this is going on. It's kind of lowering his hand down to a sword.
Would we even have those? I thought weapons weren't allowed in the Orion Club.
They're not, but you guys showed up with Flint Orion, who didn't seem to mind.
Who
Yeah,
also
maybe
kind of like he's expecting something. He knows something could happen.
Officially,
expecting a
quote
coup.
unquote, you guys are his escort right now.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think he's
fair enough.
expecting a coup.
No. When you guys came earlier, you didn't have your weapons, but you do have them now. And even Bruno is kind of wary of that. And even though he seems to kind of like you guys, he's still kind of like keeping a bit of distance between you and the brothers, just in case.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. That's fair.
Kind of
It's his
interposing
job.
himself. Yeah, he's the one bouncer they've got. So, but as you guys have done those checks, Flynn continues. This temporary shift in management has been exciting, I'm sure, but have no worries. I, Flint Orion, am here to see to your patronage once again. And you can see he kind of takes a step back and kind of looks back to the rest of you all. And I am so excited as to the things we will do together. And you watch as he raises his arm. And much in the Django-styled fashion, you see a spring unload, and into his hand is a small derringer. There's a pop. And a splat of blood.
Oh.
Wait. And Flint had this, right?
Flint had this. And you watch as Arthur stumbles for a moment. Blood dripping down his face and the back of his head. And Flint. Wait, did I say Flint before or Arthur? I apologize.
Like, who got shot? Was it
Arthur
or
is the
Flint?
one that got shot. I might have mixed up the names.
Okay.
I apologize. Arthur kind of sits there stumbling not stumbling, kind of shifting for a moment. Blood coming down his face and the back of his head. And I guess the music could stop as, somebody has just been shot, as this sound echoes throughout the location. And Flint, without wasting a moment, screams and shoves his brother over the balcony down to the floor below.
But how deep is the fall?
Oh,
From
no.
what you guys saw before, probably about 80 to 100 feet.
Okay, so the moment that Flint got shoved off, Corbin would follow, try and grab him. Wait. Oh, actually, no. I can do this. Grab him and then use Dimension Door to poof him back, both of them back into the office.
You're popping back in with Arthur's body?
Oh, Arthur. I thought Flint got shoved off.
You said Flint
Did
got
I
shoved
say
off.
Flint again? I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Arthur got shot. Flint then, in a fit of rage, shoved Arthur's body over the railing. I apologize.
Okay.
Damn.
If that's the case, then I could care less. He's dead already.
Okay.
The body
Wait,
falls. Go ahead.
He shoved the body over the balcony into, like, where the patrons are?
Yes, into the main chamber. There's a pause as the body falls to the floor, and then a crash, as well as a few screams as it falls down to the band stage below. Flint, without wasting a moment, goes, "My dear guests, do not be alarmed. I am simply repaying my brother's kindness with one of equal measure. I dare say I actually let him off light, kind of peering over the railing down at his brother's body below. But no matter, as of now, the Orion Club is back under my diligent hand, and tonight, it's a show of celebration. Tonight, your tabs are on me, So eat, drink, kiss the person on your left, maybe bite them if they're into it, and most importantly, enjoy yourselves. The king has returned. And he takes the crystal and drops it on the balcony at his feet. And yes, he did just mic drop.
God damn.
I'm not gonna lie, that's some gangsta ass shit right there.
So,
Like,
I-
okay.
no, I had a dumb joke. I'm not gonna make it.
No, please make it.
Nope. Say it.
Kiss the person next to you. Bite them if you're into it. There's a smash cut to like some poor schlub who looks to his left, but there's a vampire right there.
There's somebody like there's someone who's just looks to his left and there's a gnoll with a big maw teeth.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Wait for Katie Bot to play. Katie Bot actually didn't join the call. Cool. Give fuck J Frost. J Frost said, "Boy balled harder than Jordan in '97." After a few moments, the band kind of slowly begins to replay. It begins to continue playing. Flint turns to the rest of you. Blood now has like splattered across the right side of his face and the front right side of his suit, and he kind of wipes it away, and he goes, or he takes out a handkerchief and begins kind of dabbing it away, and he goes, Bruno, have someone clean up the garbage downstairs. I'll deal with that later." And Bruno, kind of still in shock as to what just happened, goes, "Oh, right, boss, I'll get right on that." And Bruno actually leaves the room. You can see he leaves the room. He's still in the entranceway, but he goes over to the wall, and you can see that on the wall there is another crystal, much like the ones you guys have been seeing around the joint. He picks it up and he starts speaking into it. You guys are approached by Flint Orion, who goes, "So, now that matter has been settled, go
I
ahead."
thought you said it wasn't gonna get violent.
Oh no, I said I wasn't going to roughhouse. There's a difference.
Playing with words, that's definitely what Cedric mentioned. But, personally speaking, I wanted to know where Arthur got that scroll from.
Oh, I do as well. But, frankly, and I have been thinking about this for the past few hours, I don't think I'll need him to figure it out. I do apologize for the deception, and you can see he actually raises up his sleeve, and you can see the whole like spring mechanism on his right arm that the Derringer appeared from. Just a little safety precaution that I always keep on me. You can never be too careful.
Oh. Get that, I could use something like it.
Oh, it's certainly handy, especially when they're not expecting it. And you can see he begins, like, kind of pulling it back, like, up into the sleeve. He kind of finishes and he looks at you all, kind of pulling his sleeve back down, and he goes, "So, drinks? I could use a drink."
Are you proficient in firearms?
Say that again?
Are you proficient in firearms?
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm best at. Because
Sarah looks at the rest of the group.
while you can be more intimate with a dagger, but I've always found a firearm far more efficient.
Unfortunately, so has my uncle.
Sounds like a smart man, kind of going over and starting to pour himself another drink.
Would it be
no.
possible? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Stevie.
No, I was just gonna say, you weren't here the first time, but still kind of unsettled. I don't drink alcohol.
Oh, no worries. Oh, I'm actually kind of curious. I'm looking at some of these bottles, and some of them are my personal collection. It seems that Arthur didn't touch any of them, which I find rather curious. But regardless, no worries. I have mocktails and other things in here for those who do not prefer alcoholic drinks.
Could I get one of those as well then?
Absolutely. You all sit down. You all have done plenty of work today, and I will make you all a few drinks. And he kind of calls out to Bruno, and he goes, Bruno, make sure to tell Steffi to have one of the staff acquire a small pension from our funds to give to all fine guests here. Bruno, kind of still on the crystal, kind of just gives a thumbs up, kind of turns back into it, continues his conversation. Flint pours you all a couple drinks, and he kind of comes over and he sits in the midst of you, kind of on the contrast of Arthur, where Arthur kind of sat across from you guys. Flint almost like sits in the middle of your group. He goes, "So, y'all are going out to Formula C soon, I suppose, aren't you?"
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
as if you could track down that individual Reed Black.
yes,
That would be most helpful.
I will definitely try to do that. He shouldn't be. He's a good man at hiding materials, but he's never been good at hiding himself, I guess you could say. I should be able to locate him in a day or two, I would think. Or at least, I would hope. I don't know, it has been 3 years. He may be dead. I don't even know. But I will definitely look into it and I will let you know. But if you are heading for Bloodtooth Bay, you should know that from here it would take about a week by boat. A week, maybe a week and a half, depending on weather.
That's actually why I asked the group if Theon may know where it is. Because if Theon knows where it is, I'm pretty sure we can just get a teleportation ride.
Well, unless you wish to teleport into the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We're looking for a ship that may have sunk, so it's like, sure, we could teleport to the location, but we still need to head out to the middle of the ocean.
Indeed. And magic has always been finicky, that's why I don't necessarily use it. It always has a chance to fail. So, frankly, that's why I don't choose to depend on it. It's a valuable comfort, but it can be sloppy if you are unprepared.
Unprepared or lacking any kind of creative flair.
You guys
really had a spell gone wrong.
You guys can see Diana has kind of seated on his right side, and she looks a little bit uneasy sitting next to him. She kind of makes him, like, kind of scrunches up a bit.
Can I get an insight on her?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. Eight. You can tell she's evidently uncomfortable. But Flint kind of discusses with you guys for a few minutes, and eventually, Bruno, as well as another staff member, re-enter the room. The other staff member seems to be a dwarven fellow of some sort, and is holding a bag of something, rather heavy-looking bag. And he goes, "This what you wanted, boss?" "Yes, that will do just fine. Set it down there in the middle of the table, if that's all right." And the dwarf kind of comes it over and sets it down, and then he looks at the rest of you. "I think that should do just fine as a payment for you all for your valiant service. If you guys were to open up the bag, you would find 500 platinum inside."
Damn!
Holy shit!
About 100 apiece.
Actually,
Well, for the
no,
5 of us,
Diana's
gotta
there,
include Diana.
600.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you mentioned that that ring that you wanted, kind of pointing at Corvin. I
Yes.
will make sure to get in contact with the owner and see if if that little item can perhaps slip from the records.
I mean, it's not gonna be any skin off of my back, but I do thank you.
Katie
Come on,
Pot.
Katie Bot.
Well, time to abandon my morals for the baller lifestyle.
Okay, is it weird that the robot is
Above
roboting?
game, of course.
I was thinking that too.
J Frost somehow gave his sickness to the KD bot.
Oh god, it's transmittable. It's transmittable through the internet.
Shit, we gotta go. Everyone's in the secret chat.
Well, there goes all the shit I talked. It's all out in the open now. I have to die.
But he kind of looks across your group again, and he goes, I know this is probably plenty of thanks, but I really do have to express my gratitude towards you all for what you did, especially for you, Miss. I'm sorry, I don't think I actually got any of your names, actually. That is terribly rude. I am so dreadfully sorry.
Well, you kind of had a lot going on. I'm Flint.
Oh, that's similar to Flint. I like that. Diana kind of speaks up. Diana. He kind of nods to Diana. Oh, wait. Massive amount of gratitude to you, Diana, for, well, curing me of the affliction to begin with. Katie Pot, please.
Freeze.
Please. Man, it has really just broken down today, hasn't it? Ravon says his
Oh god.
Ravon says his name, and Flint looks at him and goes, "Yes, you are again very large and in charge. I like that. Again, I'm telling you, if you need any work, I could always use the muscle. Isn't that right, Bruno?"
Wrong.
Thank you. Thank you.
So now it decides to speak.
Thank you.
Ravon was just in such stunned silence at that stone cold murder in front of him.
Yep. Bruno kind of coughs. Yes, boss, of course. But I'm not sure he could keep up. Oh, I don't know. I could give you a run for your money. What do you think? And you see he just kind of clears his throat and kind of cracks his neck a bit.
Corvin kind of does like a light bow. The name's Corvin of the Kia, Bard of the Wilds.
Ooh, Bard, is it? And he kind of thinks for a moment. Perhaps I'll have to hire you on for a performance once or twice in the near future.
You should. He's well worth it.
Good to know. And your name? Kind of gesturing over to you, Sarah.
I'm Sarah Jade. Nice to meet you.
Ooh, Jade. Lovely name. And it kind of looks over to you, Lily. I realize we might have gotten off on the wrong foot at the start of this whole debacle we found ourselves in, but... And he just kind of gestures to you.
They call me Captain Lily Timbers.
Ooh, a captain. Military?
That's right.
I see. Well, thank you for your service. Absolutely.
You can see her like
He does like the little
cheeks-
salute and everything.
Her cheeks turn pink out of kind of embarrassment.
Aww. Kind of looks at your group in general and goes, so, do you all also go by the Vanity Guard, or do you have a name for yourselves?
Currently, we are referred to as the new Vanity Guard. I guess we don't really have a name for ourselves.
Oh, you all have to have a name. The new Vanity Guard is so droll.
We've been throwing around ideas, but nothing seems to be landing.
I think we considered the Exiles for a while. And,
Exiles.
we all it ties into us. It fits. Damn it, Tart! Now you have to now we have to come up with something.
He kind of starts thinking for a moment. I might have a name if you all are willing to hear it.
Sure.
What about the star? What about the Star Regalia? It's grand. I don't know. I've always liked the word regalia, and that is certainly a name that leaves an impression on those that you encounter along the road.
Insignias of royalty. That's,
CG.
that is
I was
rather.
joking. I think it sounds cool.
Exilia Regalia. That actually does. That actually kind of slaps.
Like, I had to hear the word before I said it.
I was about to say, do you mind if someone steals that and says it in character?
No, I gotta give that to Flit.
Ooh, why don't we combine the two? Exilia Regalia.
There we go.
He claps his hands. That's perfect. You trademark that. I'll fund it. We'll get a whole PR campaign going. You keep that name.
That's nuts.
No PR campaign. All right, fair enough.
As much as I would love a bunch of people staring at me and praising my name, this is a thing that we kind of have to do in private.
I see. Well, no worries. I'm not going to, you know, write your name amongst the stars or anything. But a good name makes for an even better group. You all are certainly a good group of adventurers. And if you're working for the Guard, well, you've certainly proven yourselves.
Well, we can only hope to continue proving ourselves.
And now I can properly name this campaign Dummies and Disasters, Exilia Regalia.
I'm all for this. And not just because of bias, like, holy shit, this slaps.
It's a good name. It slaps.
I'm gonna have to, like, out above, me personally, I'm gonna have to say it a few times just to get the taste in my mouth.
I mean, fair enough.
Fair.
Cause, you know me, I'm a simple man. Them's big words. In character, Corvin would be all about it.
So you guys spend a little bit, kind of chatting, learning a bit more that you can about Flint Orion, and he tells you all that he will send a letter your way, a carrier pigeon, perhaps. He'll send a letter your way when he gets a lead on Reed Black. But it shouldn't take too long. Eventually, you guys are beginning to make your way out, and he kind of picks up, he kind of thanks you all. He goes, I I could discuss all day with you all, but frankly, well, now that everything going on downstairs is currently on my tab, I really should get back to work. If you will excuse me.
I've got a quick question.
Please, by all means.
You mentioned lifetime memberships for those of us that wanted them.
Yes.
How does that work? Would we need like a physical token, or is it just word of mouth, or?
Oh. Do you... Does your group not know quite how things work here? I take it you all aren't patrons.
Yeah, I, at the very least, don't. I don't know about the rest of my group.
I'm in a committed relationship, so these types of things, not my scene.
Fair enough. Well,
I still had to ask what a brothel was.
he
Do
kind of
not
gives
tell
you a surprised look.
Don't. No, she is too innocent. No.
Imminent complication.
We specialize in complications. Usually 3 or 4 of them at the same time. But the roses here at the Orion Club are a status symbol. The full basic, the red, black, blue, and white, usually are to symbolize your, well, preferences. He does with visible air quotes. But the illustrious gold rose are reserved for our VIP members. There's a yearly fee you pay for the gold rose, and if you pay it, you are added to a very special list. Unlimited food, drink, and special access to, well, a secret menu of, items.
Lily's
I-
face is just very red.
And of course,
It,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, and yet Corbin not missing a beat goes, now when do you say items or services? He just says, kind of cocking an eyebrow.
He kind of smirks at you. Items, services, drugs, toys, whatever you may require. You're added to a special list and you gain access to a special list.
That's on the drugs aspect. Sign me up, why not?
By all means. You all are already on the list, so whether you like it or not. You don't have to partake, but you now have lifetime memberships here at the Orion Club. So, take pride in that. And of course, as is our trademark, as much flesh as you could possibly require. And the gold membership means there's no limit. You get to pick out a girl of your preference, or any of our... Bruno, who's that one individual? Do you mean Exum, sir? Yes, Exum. Yes, Exum still works here. Any man, woman, or those of unspecified gender who work here.
Sarah's face goes bright fucking red.
Admittedly, we have just the one non-binary individual, but, expanding. I mean, this is a pleasure club. You all now have lifetime memberships to the finest, well, everything, frankly. The finest resources that we can find here. If you so choose to partake. You're not forced into it, of course, if you don't wish. I know, kind of gesturing at you, Corbin, I know you said you are you are spoken for, and I respect that. Which, by the way, actually, and he kind of goes over to the desk and he pulls out he opens up a drawer, he pulls out a gem, and he goes, Steffi. Yes, hi, Steffi. How are you doing at the front desk? Lovely. I am going to need to ask you to send up our top 3 girls over the past month up to my office. Perhaps a bit of both. We'll see how the night goes. Alright, thank you, Steffi. And he kind of puts it back in the drawer. kind of comes back over to your group. So, with that, if there's anything else I can assist you with, you are more than welcome to ask, and of course, you have free reign of the Orion Club as you see fit. And again, thank you for your service.
Well, we were, glad to help.
I'm certainly glad you did.
I did notice, but still kind of looking confused at the this whole situation.
Flit is doing like the quick maths face right now.
Yeah.
What math?
Flit maths.
Was there like a games earlier? I saw a bunch of people like rolling a ball and like a something that clacked, and there were people who had cards and.
Oh yes, we here at the Orion Club also fancy the gambling services for those who feel so inclined. There's a whole system that you can ask about downstairs if you wish to partake in that.
Oh well, I like games. Look like.
The gambling does, the gambling tables do, in fact, come with a free 100 chips per month as part of your gold membership, if, again, you wish to partake.
I do like playing games.
I'm gonna make a roll for him real quick. Okay, he looks at you and he goes, "You seem like the type, however, I'm not sure these are quite the games you might think they are, Flit."
No, she enjoys turning me into a cat in the early hours of the morning and turning herself into a wolf and chasing me.
That sounds hilarious.
Well,
Not from my perspective.
I wasn't much of a fan of Be the Pincushion. That's not a fun game.
He kinda gives you a look. I'm sorry?
It's a long story.
I use a ranged weapon. Enough said.
I see. Oh. Regardless. You have my services, you have the club services, and of course, if you need to come back for any reason, all you have to do is say my name at the front desk. Steffi already recognizes you, so. And Steffi works year round. Except when she doesn't. But if there's no other business. And this is the point where I ask you guys if you have any other business.
Lily does, but Lily is waiting for people to start leaving.
Okay. Lily's kind of like at the point where she's like trying to push you guys out.
I'm fine with letting Lily have her seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm mostly just gonna be seeing what the bar has.
Okay. So Lily, are you kind of lagging behind a bit as the rest of the group kind of begins leaving?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lily's gonna linger for a second and kind of clear her throat.
He's kind of like turned away from you, thinking that you all were leaving, and as you kind of clear your throat, he goes, "Oh, Lily, yes."
I do have one request, however.
Of course.
I came in here the other night with Genia to come see, Bruno.
You can see as you started saying that, he gave you like a coy look, and then you mentioned Bruno, and he goes, "Oh, apologies."
And, one of your girls was making Genia feel uncomfortable.
Really now? And who would this be? Do you have a name?
Katie. I remembered.
Katie. And I'm gonna roll a history check for him. Yeah, that's good. That's the, pink tiefling woman, right?
Do I remember that she was a tiefling?
Yes. She was a pink tiefling with black eyes.
I love the fact that it's literally modeled after my pink tiefling with black eyes.
Funny enough, that wasn't intentional. In fact,
wanna say
during the
it.
one shot, I said it and I was like, holy fuck, I just described Neffy.
Sorry, I'm laughing.
No, it's funny.
Um,
It's funny when your other D&D character cucks your other, when one D&D character cucks the other D&D character.
Lily nods.
I see. I will have a discussion with them about the workplace manner. Kinda nodding at you.
I'd appreciate it.
Make sure to give Genia my best, will you?
She blushes. Of course.
Good.
And, she will take her leave.
Okay. You all start heading out of the Orion Club. Unless you guys have any other business you wish to partake in.
We probably need to go report back.
I mean, we do have time to kill.
You do. I will tell you guys right now, it is about midday right now. Because you guys left pretty decently early in the morning. It'd be right now maybe 2, 3 o'clock.
I will
midday to early afternoon.
I will say, if we don't plan on doing anything else for a while, you will probably not see Lily again for the day.
What do you mean?
Lily is a very love-struck little gay right now, so.
What do you mean? Man, I can't believe River based their character off of themselves. The turbo
Fuck
gay.
up. What the fuck else do you expect of me?
Nothing. I love it.
One of my other characters I have planned and haven't gotten to play yet is my transgender satyr, so.
So I guess what I'll ask now is, does anyone else have business in the Orion Club? Even if it's just like staying for like a few drinks.
I mean, after browsing what they have in stock, especially, you know, what would be considered the good stuff, he would definitely go. If they had no other business or had to report back into the king, I mean, frickin' Corfin would go see his girlfriend.
Yeah. You, on the way out, kind of out of curiosity, you kind of perused some of the drinks that patrons were drinking as you guys kind of walked back through. But as you get to the front desk, you kind of ask Steffi, out of curiosity, for the gold member drink menu, and it is high-grade stuff. It is high-end stuff, like stuff that would cost like several gold pieces a bottle. Or, sorry, not a bottle, a glass.
He
Is the good stuff.
Yeah, he's taken a little bit aback by it, but he doesn't let it. He tries to not let it show.
Yeah, it's a variety of prices on the gold tier menu. You do see that there is a section though for like the super high tier stuff where there is an additional fee, but it's nothing that you can't afford currently.
Okay. I mean, gold membership, I can afford anything at that point.
The gold membership as well as the 100 platinum he just gave you.
Right, I gotta add that in.
Yeah, I hope y'all are entering that 100 platinum I just gave each of you.
All I had to do is just add a 1.
But if you all are heading out of the Orion Club, I can turn off this music. Boop. You all exit the Orion Club as well as the Chrome and Rose Tavern and go back out into the streets of Dragon's Reach. Is there anything anybody would like to do? I know Lily wants to go see Genia, which I will admit she did tell you she had a shift today, so she's probably not off yet. And Corvin wants to go see Ara. But does anybody else
Yeah.
want to do anything?
Really quickly, Sarah's going to give 10 platinum to Rovan and 17 to Diana.
Okay. Diana kind of looks at you and goes, "Oh, that's right. There's so much that's happened recently that I forgot you actually owed me money."
Above game, before Lily goes off to see Genia, she would like to stop by a florist.
Absolutely. You can absolutely do that. Spend your 100 plat at the nearest florist. Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't spend all of it.
To save Bot's voice from the sick, Robin is gonna go and do some training back at the castle, as well as seriously ponder on the offer made by Flint.
Okay. I like that.
Ooh. It's been a while since I've had a sparring session. Sarah will go with him.
Okay. I was gonna make a joke. Lily, with that amount of money you could legitimately just walk into the florist and go, hello, I would like to buy your flowers. Oh, sure, how much? All of them, and just drop a platinum on the table. I would like to buy your shop, please.
Yeah, basically. All right, that'll be 10 platinum.
No, I want, Lily wants to get a bouquet of tiger lilies.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, that would cost like a silver or two. Nothing too terrible. That whole joke made me start thinking about the time in my game when I kind of forgotten just how much a platinum is, and I tipped a bartender a fucking platinum, and the DM was like, "Seriously, you could just buy the bar for a platinum?" I said, "Oh yeah, I could. Yeah, I'll just do that. I'll just buy the bar." So anyways. So, Ravana and Sarah are going to go train. Corvin's going to go see Ara. Lily's going to go see Genia. Flit, what would you like to do? Singling you out.
Oh no, put me on the spot. I would like to do a little shopping.
Okay. For what specifically?
I would like to pick up some spell components.
Okay. What did you have in mind?
Well, I'm currently going through my list here real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to just double check that everything I want is, what I need. But I do know one thing I want for sure, and it does cost a pretty penny, so this is gonna eat up like half of my payment.
Yeah.
I would like to find, and let me double check on exact wording. Alright, it's taking a hot second. My bad.
You're good. Take your time.
Do. I'd like to find two things. I would like to find an object with a dragon engraved on it.
Okay. Just any object?
It must be worth 500 gold pieces.
Okay.
And, well, I can't really afford that yet. I'll come back to that one. So yeah, just the statuette for now.
Okay. And just remind me, what is the component? What is the spell for that this component is for?
Summon Draconic Spirit.
Okay, that's right. I had forgotten that had gotten, that was the thing. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and make me an investigation check to see if you find one.
I mean, if it's still too new and I understand, no.
No, I'm not gonna do that to you. 6. You kind of think on it and you're not really sure where to begin. You start kind of combing around a couple shops but you end up kind of wasting a significant amount of time, like almost like lost in the city streets, and you kind of think to yourself, I'll come back later when I have more people to help out.
Fair enough. Failing that, I think Flit would actually like to see an herbalist.
Oh, really now? You can absolutely do that.
A little scared now.
No. No, it's genuinely nothing. I'm just being a shit. Okay.
I would like to see about purchasing perhaps some useful plants that I can start growing while I am here in Dragon's Reach.
Okay. Yeah, any particular plants you have in mind?
Well, there was the anti-venom that we saw, those plants. And perhaps maybe parts for a healing potion, maybe.
Okay, yeah. That wouldn't be too difficult to... I'm not even going to make you roll a check for that. That wouldn't be too terribly hard to get a hold of. That would probably... are you trying to get, like, the seeds, or are you trying to get just, like, a plant itself to continue growing?
Probably just the seeds.
Okay. Yeah, that would be, like... The two together, you could get a pouch of those for, like, a silver.
Okay.
Nothing terrible. Seeds aren't super expensive, so...
Damn, now I gotta go find the bag to exchange a platinum for 100 silver.
Welcome to rich people problems.
I mean, it's funny because, like, your DM's always let you, like, split it up however you need, right? But I do like the idea of, like, the fucking, like, the party going to a fucking bank and be like, hey, I need, like, 6 copper. Can you split a platinum, please?
We 100% would, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to do, Flip?
The problem is, I did have something I wanted to do, but I am now blanking on what it was.
Uh-oh.
We talked to Nicholas. I sent the message to Alice.
Oh.
Let me double check.
I need to actually roll a check for Diana's thing. Okay. I'm gonna write that down. Just doing that while you think of the thing you had on your mind.
About how long has it been since the Winter Gala?
A few weeks at this point. It's still
Okay.
It's still a bit fresh in people's minds.
Flit's gonna go back to her room real quick
Okay.
after purchasing some of her seeds.
Okay.
She's gonna-
To sort of answer that question, I would say it's probably still within like the same month. Above
Okay.
game, I'm trying to think of like the timeline since that point. But please continue.
Flit's going to walk into her room and plant the seeds. Take a couple of minutes to, get a little pot of dirt and, try to cultivate it using her herbalism kit.
Yes.
And as she does, she's just gonna look over to what I assume is a closet in the room.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna open it up, and she's gonna look at the dress inside. Oh, I really wish we had gone dancing. And she's just gonna slowly and sadly close the door. And she's gonna sigh a little bit and look for Reno.
Can't change the music here. Okay. you kind of go off into the castle, and you kind of scour the halls, and you eventually you come to find him just kind of on one of the balconies. Actually, almost ironically enough, over near the ballroom. And he doesn't seem to hear you coming. Or he doesn't seem to have noticed you.
Can I get an insight in him?
Yeah,
Onto him?
absolutely.
Seven.
7. Maybe he's distracted. Maybe he just genuinely didn't hear you.
Flit's going to walk up slowly and, not sure how to break the awkward silence, is just going to lightly tap him on the shoulder.
You can see as you kind of come up next to him, he actually has like his eyes closed, and he seems to be doing like deeper breaths. And as you tap him, he kind of stops. He pauses for a moment. He opens his eyes and he goes, "Ah, hello, Flit."
Oh, I'm sorry, did I interrupt something?
No, I like to come out here at least once a day and just the sea breeze and the calm air always seems to put me at ease, you know?
Yeah, I get you. I used to feel about that way about the wilderness.
And now?
I haven't been in the wilderness for a while now. Now I'm in the city all the time with the guard.
I suppose so. But you have recently been to places that no one else in the entirety of the realm has been to.
That's true. I don't know anyone who's been to that jungle. And that's some real wilderness right there.
Very few. Very few.
Hey Reno.
Yes.
Well,
Something is on your mind. You're troubled.
a little bit. I was just thinking today. Everything's kind of been in a rush ever since the gala. And there was two things I wanted to talk to you about.
Please,
Have we-
by all means.
Have you got any more information from, Flint just kind of tugs at her dress. Captive? The one you have in a, jar right now.
I did a bit of investigation. The unfortunate thing was that, well, the soul was very resistant. However, as far as I could tell, he was working alone at the time of, well, you remember. He didn't seem to have any close subordinates who were to pick up the pieces where he left off in the event that he failed, but it doesn't necessarily mean we can, we can be reckless. Still have to be wary. Are you worried?
Well, I'm always worried, but I was just thinking about everything that happened this past month, and everything from the gala to the retaking of Dry Hollow and Dawnfeld, and looking for these artifacts, and I felt like when I had a moment to breathe, I felt like this is something that I really should at least check up on. I don't know.
Flit, I have a question for you.
Yes,
Are you wearing the protection necklace?
I am.
Okay. You watch as his eyes kind of track down to it, and you watch as he kind of gently puts his hand out, and he kind of rubs his thumb across it. Like he kind of, He doesn't like tug on it or anything. He just kind of slowly lifts it up to kind of look at it a bit, and he kind of rubs his thumb across it. And how do you feel about this? Must be odd knowing that there's a, well, I guess you could call it a shield, but some would call it a shroud. Some would call instruments like this a, well, I don't know, a hindrance?
I guess I can understand that. I realize what this is, and what it means to me, and what it's doing for me. But it's also kind of a reminder, you know? That this is the only thing keeping me away from extreme danger, and a truly terrible fate.
Flit, you kind
Yes.
of look a bit closer, and you can see his eyes are kind of lingering on the necklace a bit more. Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Oh, please. Roll well, my lizard child.
Go, lizard child. What do your lizard eyes see?
22!
22. You kind of look into his eyes for a moment, and you get a sense of dread, guilt, and lingering to help from him. You can tell he wants to do something. He wants to do something. Sorry, it kind of cut out at the end there. You can see he's deep in thought. And as you're kind of getting this, he's just still kind of looking at the necklace, just kind of rubbing his thumb over it.
Let's gonna put that in her back pocket for now.
Absolutely.
Reno?
Yes. Apologies.
That's okay. There was something else I wanted to do, or wanted to ask you about, actually.
Yes.
I did have two things.
What is it?
Are you doing anything right now?
He kind of peers around at the empty ballroom and goes, "No, I am not terribly busy at the moment, as you can see with my oh so busy schedule."
Flick kind of chuckles a little bit. I don't know, Reno. Knowing you, you could have a more busy schedule than I could possibly know.
Kind of smiles. For you, Flit, I can set some time aside.
Reno, I was thinking, you've been kind of keeping tabs on people like me for a long period of time, and you've been, a guardian and an ally for me longer than I probably would know. But, and Flit kind of gets a very serious look on her face. But would you say that we're friends? Like, I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying, like,
He kind of chuckles a bit, and he gives you a very genuine smile, and he goes, "I absolutely would, Philip. You're very dear to me."
Flit will smile back. Well, Reno, now why don't we go do something that friends would do?
What did you have in mind?
Well, nothing in particular, nothing amazing, though can't get anyone to dance with me. Though, I don't know. Something about my friends. They just don't really want to.
Dance, you say?
Hmm?
Well, I will have you know, Flit, that back in my day, he says with kind of a coy smile, I was quite the muse on the dance floor.
Really now?
No, but I wouldn't mind trying. And you watch
What?
as he taps his staff, and you watch as the ballroom lights up in this beautiful cloud of twinkling lights and flowers. Music begins to play. And you can see he kind of sets the staff down to the side. And you watch as his typical robes turn into a more formal attire. And your outfit turns into the dress that you had at the gala. Kind of holds a hand out to you. Shall we?
Flit's gonna stare at Reno for a second, just go. Just gonna chuckle a little bit.
Don't
Don't
laugh.
do anything. You
Don't laugh.
You don't do anything in half measures, do you, Reno? And she'll take his hand.
You walk out into what you now see as a crowded ballroom of illusionary individuals. And you both spend some time just having fun, going through a lovely dance. It's very heartwarming. And by the end of it, as you two have kind of realized that neither of you are great dancers, but you've certainly tried your best, you both almost like come to like almost like a sit on the floor, and you're just kind of laughing. Well,
Go ahead.
well, you go ahead, frankly. TBH,
Just real quick. Does Reno have hooves or feet?
he does have hooves.
Flit's gonna say, you know, I was
Actually,
gonna say,
you know what? Hold on. I don't think I've actually checked this. Give me 1 second. I apologize. Does he have hooves
Go
or
for it.
does he have feet? No, I lied. He does have feet.
Ah.
I had to double check. I'm sorry.
Flit's gonna just chuckle a little bit and say, well, I don't exactly have the same as human feet, so maybe I don't have 2 left feet. Oh, that was fun though.
I'm glad you had fun. You deserve it. You've been through so very much. Things that most couldn't even fathom. Very
She
glad
smiles a little.
very glad that you have found your place in your group of friends. And in this incredible realm we live in.
I'm glad too, Reno. But, you know, as I've been journeying with everyone, yeah, the situation I came from is terrible, dire, horrible, but I look at Sarah's situation is terrible, horrible, and dire. I look at Corvin, and his situation is, well, admittedly probably not as dire, but still pretty terrible. And all these people, my friends, are having problems of their own, and I don't know, being around them seems to lessen my own problems in a good way.
That's what they're there for.
And Flit's gonna look over to Reno, and that's what you're here for too, right? And you have your own terrible, horrible problems that are dire, I imagine. Even more so than what you've shared with me.
As you say that, you can see his eyesight kind of, his vision kind of drifts off to the side, and he kind of forms a light frown, and he goes, "I have certainly had my experience of trauma. Yes, I've." He almost like gives up on the statement he's saying, and he kind of thinks for a few moments, and he goes, "Despite everything that has happened to me, and despite the incredible power I now possess," and you can see he kind of flicks his hand, and a couple like magical sparks kind of come out of it. "Despite everything I've done, everything I will do, the most painful part of this existence that I lead is seeing all those I have to leave behind. Friends, loved ones, family. It stings. But I certainly have had my share of good times along the way. And he just kind of gives you a smile.
Flint will return the smile.
His eyes kind of rest on you for a moment. He goes, I've loved, I've lost. Certainly, probably more than, well, just about anyone. But regardless of what I do and who I meet, with every generation, I always find something very truly special in our realm. And I think this generation, I genuinely think that is you.
Flint's silent for a moment. You know, I think I appreciate that more than a lot of things in my life. Being special and hearing it come from you, it's just means that more. You know, Reno. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
You know, Reno. I admit I couldn't really understand most of what you're going through, but after what you told me, I feel like it's something that we share. Pain of loss, just as taught from time. So, and she just kind of gets up as they've been sitting down this whole time. She walks on over, and she reaches a hand down to Reno, who I think is still sitting.
He'll take it.
She'll pull him up, and she'll say, "You know what? That's more than enough of a bond of friendship for me."
He kind of smiles, chuckles a bit. I had a friend, an old friend, tell me something one time. And despite everything I've learned, it's kind of the one thing that's always stuck with me more than anything. She told me that life's beauty is in its frailty and in the fact that it ends. It may seem simple, but there's an incredible beauty behind it.
I agree. I can't say that I've had a lot of experience with, that kind of permanence, but thinking about the people I do know who are, other than yourself, more permanent in the world, kind of thinking back to Corladora, I can see what that lack of. I can see what beauty that lack of permanence brings, or alternatively, having that impermanence. Sorry, I tripped on my own words.
You're good.
Being around forever just really seems to make you lose something, but you have it. And I think the message that your friend told you, I think it's very wise, and I think it's what's kept you on your path for so long. At least I think so. I obviously didn't know them, and I might be reaching.
No, you're exactly right. And you can see as you've been talking, his vision has kind of faded off to the side. I've certainly had moments where, despite the generations I've experienced, the centuries I've lived, there's always been that aspect of it not actually living. But it's the moments like these that make me happier than anything else. And you can see a kind of like a single tear is kind of begins to well up in his eyes. He kind of lifts up his hand and kind of wipes away. Well, this has been an experience, hasn't it?
Certainly has. I mean, who knew we were both such bad dancers? And she just kind of nudges him.
Indeed. All my years, and yet I never learned how to properly dance. I don't know what's wrong with me. Flit, go ahead and make me one more insight check, please.
Please. 23.
Even better than the last one. Your words over the past few minutes have really seemed to struck a chord with him. And you can see he is going through he's kind of like a roller coaster of emotions right now. But more than anything, he is deep in thought. Not just about like the conversation you're having, but honestly, kind of seems like he's thinking about maybe his place in this world. He's having an existential crisis is what I'm currently saying.
Oh dear. Oh no, this is not what I wanted.
And at his age too, that's dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. You can tell he's happy. He's absolutely happy.
I don't... You know what? Flit's just going to see that this is... With that insight check, I'm gonna guess that Flit kind of sees that this is something that Reno's gonna have to work out for himself. And probably do the first thing that comes to mind for her. And that's... She's gonna look to Reno and it's like, we did something weird today. We got named.
You did? Really? Tell me.
It was that we were out in the town and we helped out Flint, And he was like, "Oh, you guys need a name." And she was like, something Regalia?" I was like, "No, well, I was thinking the Exiles." It's like, "No, what about Exilia Regalia?" And he was like, "Oh, we should have a campaign around that." I'm like, "But we don't have an army."
So, Exilia Regalia is the name you went with? That's
I
a
think
good
so.
one. I like that. That's a good name. Stick with that.
And if you would like, we can end the scene here.
Okay?
Just
Do
kind of
me-
like a fade out as we just kind of chat and joke.
Yeah, absolutely. Do me one more favor before we end the scene. And roll me one last insight check.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Hey.
fuck. Okay. I need to make a roll. Reno, what you got, my guy? Oh. Okay. There's a moment. A single moment. Either at the maybe told, maybe that occurs at the end of a joke, as a certain question is asked. There's one moment where you think he might want to kiss you. And it's weird. Because you know everything he's been through. But more than that, with the natural 20, you get the impression that he would never, ever push that on you. He would never deceive you in that manner. He knows the person that he is, and he knows the person that you are. And he does not want to impose that connection on you. Because it's just as you said before, friends.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
I'll let you do with that what you will. So, single moment, but a flood of information.
Indeed. Whew.
Because the dice tell a story, you see. And a natural 20 is gonna get you even more than what I fucking had planned. But on that, if there is nothing else you want to ask him or talk to him about,
I think even with that insight, and the bit of information that she got from that,
mhm,
I think Flit is going to store this away for later and think on it before moving forward.
absolutely. Eventually, your conversation comes to an end. You all handle different matters of business throughout the day. You burn through your moments the minutes, the hours, either with the ones you care for or your good friends. But eventually, you all come to a long rest. The next morning, a letter shows up on the deck of our ship. And that is where we're going to end tonight.
Ooh.
Man, the end of that session took a ride. I wasn't expecting it to go, bro. Whoo! You ever, like... For my DMs here, have you ever, like kind of, like, ended a session, and you're just kind of like, damn, the dice are hot right now. Like, the whole setting is just hot right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, it's almost
Actually-
like a wave. Whew!
I mean, I had one pair of die banned from each group. Like, seriously, I don't know what it was. I have this, like, pure red die. That was banned from my family group that I DM'd for. And then for the group, the personal friend online group I had, they banned this blue die that was used because that one kept getting natural 20s on him, specifically on Manda. No idea why.
So, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. I feel like right now I could, like, take in a breath and, like, taste the air. We're gonna end with that tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us. Outros. Let's start with our very own Lizard Girl, CG. Where can people find you?
Hi, you can find me nowhere because I am not one for social media, but you can find me here every Monday, obviously. You can find me here every other Tuesday for The Curse of Strahd. This is an off week. And you can find me every week over on Jack the Questionable's channel for the Legends of Ambria. Fun times over in there. We just leveled up. As far as Strahd is concerned, well, J Frost probably has more of an input on what happened last session than I do. Definitely has more feelings. But the party is on their way to tie up a few loose ends, and hopefully they don't get hung by those loose ends.
Okay. Pass it to someone.
Quick, River, grab!
Hi, you can find me over at twitch.tv/wickedriver97, where tomorrow I have my Curse of Strahd game, where you can find the wonderful adventures of the Band of Misfits. And then I stream normally 7 p.m. Central Time. And I know next weekend, isn't it next weekend that there's daylight savings?
Oh, God, daylight savings next week?
Daylight savings, I think, is next weekend.
Fuck me.
Okay, but I'm gonna pass it over to Joe.
Hi, my name's Joe Mojo. You can find me on Twitter at the Joe Mojo, where it's mostly just I repost a bunch of nonsense and updates to my stream at twitch.tv/Joe_Mojo, where I am the host of MNW Firing Line.
Yes, indeed he is.
A recap show to pretty much give you the rundown of what happened between Friday Night Flashbang and Warzone. And, ladies and gentlemen, we had a fantastic show at Breakdown 7 last night, and I am like 3 matches into it right now. I'm looking at you, Monster Mash. You're glaring at me. It's okay, though. I'm gonna make you my bitch tomorrow, and you fucking know it. And I'm gonna pass it to Sarah. Cash!
There you can find me at twitch.tv/wolfstalker16, where I play a variety of games such as The Long Dark, Sea of Thieves, Stardew Valley, and now Phasmophobia. Unfortunately, when I played yesterday, I could not get my stream to work, but I'm working on that. I'm also still helping promote my friend Taylor. She has been my best friend of 5 years, and she is raising money to finish, well, I can't say finish, to get her 8-month-old Australian Shepherd Rottweiler mix Coco trained as a service dog because Taylor suffers from severe PTSD that makes it very hard to live her life. Like, she can't even go out in a crowd of 2 or more people without being overwhelmed and shutting down. That is how bad it is. Coco has already shown tremendous promise doing things that she has not even been taught to do, such as when Taylor has a panic attack, Coco will put her body weight on Taylor and calm her down.
Baby.
Yeah. If you are able to donate, please do, but do not put yourself in a bad situation by doing so. Your needs come first. Jay Frost.
You got this, Katie Bot.
You got this. We love you, homie. You can do it.
Pushing for you. You can do it. Come on. Inspiration.
You can find me at twitch.tv/jfrost747, where tomorrow I am hoping to stream if I do not die tonight from flu. It is gonna be more Tab G stuff along with some goon stuff with the squad. Other than that, nothing major, but we'll be working on more D&D super weapons to alleviate my rage against pestilence.
Hell yeah. Absolutely.
Pestilence.
Pestilence. I think that just leaves me, does it?
Yup.
Alright. Well, you can find me here at twitch.tv/fightingtart, where we do D&D, we do variety games. The majority of this week is going to be me continuing Pokemon Gaia, because I loved the shit out of it last week when I played it. I'm going to fucking continue it. I'm having fun. I don't think there's any real games coming out quite soon that I'm like looking forward to playing until the Gen 4 remakes. So hopefully in that time I can maybe get Psychonauts 2 out of the way. Cough cough. See, I can't mention it now because if I do, it's never gonna happen. I need to just like not fucking say anything and then just have it one day. But anyways. We're gonna raid someone. Let's see who is live. We've got Quintix live, Renly's live. We got the Good Doctor live. Let's see who else.
Yeah, all I got is Caliban. Everyone else has like 90 plus.
Yeah, let's go. I'm up for Caliban.
Yeah, I think we'll raid the Good Doctor, as you know he did originally work with Wizards of the Coast. So let's go show him a little bit of love. We'll go raid the Good Doctor. Raid message, oh doctor, my doctor.
Or
But
Doctor.
Doctor. But go show him a bit of love, let him know I sent you. We will be back next week with War of the Shattered Sun. Thank you so much, everyone. And as always, remember, Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter, Asian Lives Matter, and most importantly, you matter. We love you all. We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.